Hey there, everybody. Damn, Spooky Pepper 6900. What are you doing getting up at 4 a.m.? No, I feel it, though. I got it. Yeah, I haven't streamed much, as you may have noticed in the last week. I guess I'll just address it right at the top. That is because I've been in a bit of a bad, depressive, and stress spiral. Let me see if I can angle that a little bit better. And so what happened is, I want to say, I don't really remember. I want to say it was Thursday. That the house, people will remember, about 2 months ago, I put in an offer on a condo that was perfect. I spent hours sitting with my realtor, trying to figure out, like, can we make this work? And we came to the consensus we did. I spent several weeks. Remember, I was selling shit left and right. I had several members of my community come to me and buy things from me to help pay off all the debt. And I ended up paying out about $6,000 in debt to be able to get my debt completely lowered, so I had no debt. And so I've spent the last 2 months, I got the offer accepted 2 months ago by the sellers. And so what happened is, apparently the listing agent for the property, not my realtor, the listing agent said the building was FHA loan approved. And this is how I had it explained to me by my realtor, because there's a lot of shit with FHA loans and the other main type of loan that I do not quite understand the nuances of. But long story short, the building is not FHA loan approved, and to expand into FHA loan approval would require something from the HOA, which I do not know what it is. But that I basically found out less than a week. I was supposed to be, what is today? Today's the 29th. I was supposed to be getting the keys tomorrow. So I was supposed to be signing when I found out that I wasn't going to be moving. And that also means that the last 2 months that I've spent doing a couple of things have been very, very stressful. Doing things I wouldn't have done that are now putting additional stress on me. Because I was like, okay, you know what? I need all the money I can. I need to pay off these debts. I need to have a little nest egg. I accepted not one, not two, not three, but 4 sponsorship deals for advertisers. And I've had to push 2 of them to November, 1 of them to December. I did one, what one did I do? I did the one on the Dinesh D'Souza video. And that was actually very frustrating, because that is why that's why I didn't put out a video at all last week, is because I had to wait for sponsor approval for the Nefarious video, which, if you've watched, you may notice there's not a sponsor in that video. That's because I cut it out at the last minute, because I had to wait all week. It's a whole thing. It doesn't matter. It's not the sponsor's fault. So yeah, to let everybody, I wanted to give everybody an update on how I've been doing, because, a lot of big public shit has been happening politically. Obviously there was some funny, okay stuff, like Tim Walz playing Dreamcast. That's okay. We'll talk about that tonight. And then the Madison Square Garden thing, which is what we're going to talk about tonight with Tony Hinchcliffe, that dumbass motherfucker. Crovey, and they just gave you the wrong info. Yeah, so here's the thing. I really like my realtors. My realtor and my real estate agent, or I guess it's my real estate agent and my what would you call it? The person who's actually doing the kind of financial footwork And because the thing I've learned about this entire, excuse me, sorry. The thing I've learned about this entire ordeal is that like real estate is just a series of intermediaries going, will I still get the house? No. Well, okay. So the reason I had to go FHA is because, long story short, and even for several months after I started doing YouTube, as a full-time job, I was poor. I've talked about like right before I started doing this all the time, I was fucking poor. I got all my food from pretty much where I worked. And so the way that a lot of the government decides how much to give you or how much you can pay back in loans is to average out, again, this is the way it was described to me when I spent hours talking about it with my realtor. They average out the last 2 years of your income for a standard non-FHA loan. For me, that is dragged down by the last half now. But basically, once I file for next year, it will be lifted up to a point where, like, in the next 6 months, I could look at doing a more conventional loan that would probably get approved. But right now, and that was the thing, is that there's no chance. So my option right now is to try and pester and just keep hope alive for that fucking condo, because it's so perfect, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I would love it if it did, but yeah, what's basically happening now is I'm sitting. It's a good thing I didn't start packing all this shit up, because literally, hello dog, you say hi, yeah. She just had dinner, so she's a little rowdy. All right, I'm gonna give her a bone to chew on real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. So, what was I saying? I forgot. Joanne Poole, my God, this individual has no concept of what actual suffering is. Are you talking about me? Joanne? Because, usually I give people the benefit of the doubt, but if you want to talk about suffering in my chat today, I'm not in the fucking mood for it. You have no idea what I've been through in my life. The amount of things that I haven't disclosed publicly because I don't want to talk about them and hold them over people's head. I really hope you're not talking about me, Joanne, and are you on YouTube chat? You got my attention. You've been looking for it. I've been seeing you. Tokyo Riot, thank you. Just sent you 15 on Ko-Fi. I appreciate it. I do want to say I'm good on money. So it's hard to call it an upside because, as I was saying, and I'll get this out of the way and we'll go into the main thing for the day. I'm packed, basically. I'm packed because I was planning on moving in on the 30th. So my apartment, which I hate, it is I have outgrown it. It is just like it's falling apart in 10 different ways right now. Yep, Tango Virus cannot get the condo because of the HOA. Well, it's because of the HOA, but it is also because it's more because of the loans, but essentially because of the HOA. And so I'm just sitting here with I've gotten rid of furniture I wasn't going to get rid of, or I wouldn't have gotten rid of if I wasn't going to, planning on moving. I've packed everything I have up. So all my shelves are just empty. All my walls are just empty. So it's just this messy cave that I live in now because everything is just in boxes and piled up. And so all that is to say that this is the reason why I didn't really stream over the weekend. because, well, no. Okay, so here's the thing. Fuck HOAs, yes, but it was a condo building, so it wasn't like HOA, like, oh, you have to keep your lawn doing this. And the way that they managed the building was you paid your HOA fees, which were not small. Well, it wasn't prohibitively expensive, but it wasn't nothing. However, the HOA fee covered, like the way it worked out, the HOA fee covered internet, cable, phone, garbage, like pretty much every other bill got wrapped into the HOA fee every month, to the point that it was like basically the same as what I'm paying now for all that other extended shit. So it like still kind of would have been fucking perfect. But yeah, so I spent the weekend in a bit of a depressive spiral because of that. That's what I've been up to. I will say though, this is not to, I don't know why anybody would think this, but I do want to just get this out there. This is not to like beg for money or anything. Like I'm good. I did very, very well last month. Thank you, Matt Walsh. Thank you, Matt Walsh, for calling me out on Twitter to your 3-point-something million subscribers. So they came and harassed and watched my video. I have to send him a nice fruit basket or something. And I've done okay this month. So like I am not the one thing is I spent, because I've been saving for this move to spend on moving trucks, to spend on everything, and any other move now is at least 2 months out. So so it's just been like a personal depressive spiral over I need to, the fucking election is less than 2 weeks away. And I've been really just finding next to no pleasure in doing almost anything. I sat down today to try and write, because I finished my 5th interview. I think I talked about this a week, 2 weeks ago, a week or so ago. The 5th interview I did with 4th interview I did with a former white nationalist. 5th interview I did for this documentary piece, because the other interview is Robert Evans, who is not a former white nationalist. But so like my other big piece that I'm working on is also just incredibly heavy and soul draining, which is like, hey, that's my thing now, like that's what I do. That's what people know me for. But it's like, I sat down to write today and I just don't have any fucking energy. So what I've been doing, and I'll talk about this more on the podcast tomorrow with Bugs, but, I've been basically just taking refuge in Magic the Gathering. Is, fuck me, I guess, right? You spend 2 months envisioning your life in a new place, starting a new chapter, turning over a new leaf, and everything is perfect. And then you just have the rug pulled out from under you, and I catastrophize a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. And so I spent because I have it, and this is not to say, oh, give me money. I'm being straight up honest with you. I spent an irresponsible amount of money on Magic cards over the weekend, and I got it out of my system. I bought a color printer to make custom cards. Spencer, thank you for $10. Take some union paychecks money and get yourself a nice little treat. I appreciate it. You ought to collab with Cirrus. He's got an MTG channel he's trying to go. I didn't know Cirrus had an MTG channel. Yes, I'm very excited to have Robert Evans. It's super, like one of the most busy guys maybe in media right now. And I'm very glad that he sat and talked with me for the time that he did. No, my big thing has been I've been for those who haven't seen them, because I've been posting them on Twitter, but I've been making custom magic cards. I've been making proxies. Is the new thing that I'm getting into. Zachmon, thank you very much for subscribing. Xenothius, we're all here for you, and whatever ways you cope is okay. Everything will get better in your life for us all. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I know. I just haven't been in a streaming headspace. Like straight up. I haven't been in a mentally healthy headspace, because this last weekend I was just, like I said, I've been spiraling and doom scrolling and just like, what the fuck is the point of anything? Xenothius sent this message like 10 minutes earlier. Hey, DD, managed to catch you nearly the exact time of your stream for once. So sorry you're struggling with the house situation. You don't deserve that. I just lost my job yesterday. Oh, fuck. I'm too feminized to boy mode, so I have to job hunt with the chances of being discriminated against. We got this. Life just sucks at the moment. I'm sorry. I know what that's like, too. Yeah. But yeah, my dumb little project to get through it all has been making custom magic cards. And where's the other one? There's another. See if this is the one. No. Oh, that's one of them. Sorry, I'll show off some more here, and then we'll get to the main event. Yeah, these are some of the other ones I made that I was very. I actually got to play these. Did you draw? Oh, draw. No, I made them, but I did not. The art is not mine. I do try and credit the artist where I can, because it's, I don't. It's the weird thing about like making custom cards is that I'm making them for myself, so I'm not profiting off of them. And the program I'm using lets me give credit to the artist, but some of them, like this is just a Silent Hill 3 piece of promo art, and this is just a picture of Chapel Roan. And then these are both promo art from Claudia and Silent Hill 3, and then this is Masahiro Ito. And so a lot of these I just put Konami because it's like, guys. Yeah, no, I made here's my. Zoom in a little bit if it'll let me. Here's my Chapel Roan Kalia of the Vast proxy that I made. That I really love. I was very proud of it, very chuffed with it. Homelander 999, is that a good UGG? Is that an UGG for Chapel Roan and UGG for Kalia of the Vast? Because that could be a bad UGG or a good UGG for any of those things. Go away 1999. What is the point of anything? Fuck, sex, inner peace, journey, love within, becoming your own, and not attaching yourself to anything surface society. That's what keeps me going at Dead Domain. I come back around to that kind of philosophy. Not a good UGG, sorry. Better not be an UGG for Chapel. And then here's, because I know I have to have some Silent Hill fans in the chat, right? Seiji Weiji, thank you for... That's a great name. Seiji Weiji, thank you very much for $5. I've also been drowning my sorrows in TCG. I spent too much money on Pokemon cards today. Hey! You and me. See? We're same wavelength. Scary time to be a trans person. We got to stick together. Fallen from Eden, Silent Hill fan here. This is a very, like, thin niche. I'm wondering how many people are Silent Hill and Magic the Gathering fans in my community. But here's my Heather Elspeth proxy, Red Pyramid, which I have a better version of this where I bumped up the brightness and the coloring. And that was the version I actually printed off. I have all these cards in my decks now. I mean, like, I already had these cards because this is Carter Doomscourge. This is Sheltered by Ghosts. This is Elspeth Sun's Champion. And what is... Oh, Claudia's Tergrid. God of Fright, which I've played Tergrid lately in my winter deck. Mwah. And looking up quotes and stuff for them has been fun too. Sorry, I'm neither a Silent Hill nor Magic the Gathering fan. Shame on you, Mr. Bender. Thank you for $10. I don't know if you had. It says you sent it twice. Every other card is nice, though. I love Mike Chapel Kalia. Mr. Bender, thank you for $10 and $10. We love you so much. Tucker's Daddy King had me on the floor. P.S. Your mixing is a little low. Hope this helps you with your move. I appreciate it. Well, we'll see what the move ends up being. All right, I'm going to turn myself up a little bit. Hopefully that helps. And then, while I'm showing stuff off, since I'm showing off the proxies I've made, I did these last night to finish up. Is there a concept of stupid broken in MTG? Yeah. No, there is. I had, speaking of stupid broken, I mean, like, it depends what format you're playing it. It depends what card, if you have anything to deal with it. But, like, I play a lot of Commander that is just chill. Like, hey, everybody here wants to have fun. But I play it at a lot of places where a lot of people come to flex, and it's like, I don't want to deal with your fucking turn 3 Sensei's Divining Top and fucking Rhystic Study for this game. Yes. If you say Ragavan, half the fan base will immediately stop playing with you. Yeah. I just pulled a Ragavan. I went to that's what for those who saw my rogue pick on where I was wearing my new rogue X-Men costume. That was for a costume contest thing as part of a local trading card store. They did a trick or treat Duskmorn event, and I pulled a Ragavan. What else did I pull? I pulled a Ragavan, and then somebody else pulled Elish Norn, the Grand Cenobite. Yeah, no, Rhystic Study is just If somebody pops that down, it's like, oh, okay, no, we're having that kind of game. Chaotic Kitten, are you in a house or an apartment building landlord to reach out for help, or are you on your own? Best way to deal with both, except professional in your place for treatment. I mean, it's a shitty landlord. Yeah, exactly. Shabiri as well. Like, same thing with 40K. Quite a few players. Like, there is a line between, like, okay, I want to play something that is useful to me, and I want to play something that's fun to me, and then I want to play something that is unfun for everybody else. Like, I have a John Arenicus deck, thanks to the people in chat who told me that, oh, no, I think it was Lane Kaplan who's like, actually, John Arenicus does this. And I'm like, okay. Because for those who don't know, what John Arenicus does is each turn that John is out, if you have another creature on the field, you can give that, first off, pump it up and give it to another player. And every turn they have to attack with it. A, they have to attack with it. B, they can't attack you with it. Which I have a lot of, it's a fairly recent card. However, there are so many objectively dog shit terrible creature cards that have not been used in 30 years in Magic that I have, and I've picked them up over time because I'm like, this is a dumb thing to have. Like, here's a really great one. Cosmic Horror. Objectively, dog shit card. However, if you are giving it to somebody else that they can't attack you with, you are giving them, with John Arenicus, instead of a 7/7, you're giving them a 9/9. And they have to either pay 6 life or take 7 damage. So almost a quarter of their health. And I actually did fatal damage to somebody this way because I gave them Cosmic Horror with John Arenicus, and they had no black mana to pay the 3 life. So they had to sack it and take 7. And they only had 6 health. Like, that might be frustrating for some people, but that is also, it's very funny, and it allows for really good politicking with 3 other players. And so that's funny. What isn't funny is people, like, getting way too into their own fucking decks. Oh, Jesus, Chaotic Kitten. Got bed bugs and drug dealers and druggies in my building, and the landlord doesn't deal with the drug problems at all. Plus domestic violence is happening too. Oh, I guess I should probably be quiet because these are thin walls, but this wall right here, on the other side of it, there's stuff that happens, and I have to hear it all the time. If you ever hear it, let me know. Queer Satanic on hiatus. Thank you for super chatting $20. Thanks so much for all you've done. You deserve to invest in some queer joy too, especially now as we go into the season of Long Dark. You can't keep going if you're always pouring yourself out, even for good causes. I'm trying. I feel like today, somebody did say Asterion. These are some of the custom Asterion cards I've made to replace other cards in my deck. Just give it more Asterion flavor. I really love Path to Exile. I'm very, very happy with how Path to Exile turned out. I need to print a new one because my printer cut off the bottom. But this is what I've been. It's been a good, I think, like, creative way to just not focus on the world. Magic is something that definitely gets at my more, what's the word I'm looking for? Autistic, let's say, tendencies, where I'm like, okay, I need to sit and just kind of organize things and put things into little boxes, and I'm going to put a pile of this over here and do this, and it allows me to get through those moments of intense focus, I think, a little bit better. Are those official? No, I made these. Like, the art isn't mine. A lot of these are by a wonderful artist, Ibuki Satsuki, with, like, all the anime ones. I've actually had Ibuki's work. This has been my phone background for, like, months now. But yeah, no, these are not official. They are just for my my Asterion deck, because what I'm doing now with the ability to make my own cards is I own all these cards. Like, I am not making proxies I don't own, but I don't want to spend, like, even I pulled an Idyllic Tutor from a $6 pack, you know? I pulled Dawnstruce, I pulled Path. These are cards that Dark Ritual I got from bulk. I have a couple of those. But, like, I don't want to fucking pay more to get these cards specifically, but I, at the same time, also do not want to constantly be, the really frustrating part has been, it's like, okay, I want to play my Kalia deck, or I want to play my Asterion deck, but then I have to go through these 100 card stacks and be like, okay, does this one have my Phyrexian Arena? Does it have Trouble in Pairs? Does it have, like, all the cards I need for card draw? Or just, like, fuck me, I guess. And so I'm able to, like, I still own the card, so the proxy rule at the local store works. But, yeah. I've thought about doing a what's the word I'm looking for? I've thought about doing a stream where I make cards, because since I'm doing this, I have a bunch of Godzilla cards I want to make for my Godzilla deck. I want to make more Silent Hill cards for my kind of horror winter Duskmorn deck. Well, I have two of those. I have a good Duskmorn deck and a bad Duskmorn deck. Yeah, I don't know. I think that would be fun if people would be interested in that. KBTP, it's actually super easy. Like I was shocked at how once you actually get up and going, there are so many. The thing I was most worried about is like, okay, God, I'm gonna print shit out, but I'm gonna have to print it out 10 times because it's not gonna be the right size and blah 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 blah. But no, like actually, there are so many resources out there. Like this template editor is from somebody online, and I can just copy paste the cards I design in another program into it, and so it's like, mwah. It's good shit. It's good shit. Also, I love Heather so much, and I'm so glad this card turned out so well. And I even, and you can kind of see, I even made custom set symbols for them, for the eagle-eyed. So I have a little pony for Chapel, and I have the Halo of the Sun for my Silent Hill cards. And the other thing is that, so I need to, Red Pyramid was one of the first customs I made, so like it's not quite as neat and tidy. The other thing that I did was, so I bought a printer for this, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to spend too much. I don't want to be like, because you know you look at like, oh, what's a color printer? What's, you just like go on Amazon, and you know, first color printer you see is like, oh, $350. I'm like, I don't know if that's enough for a hyperfixation. So I went to Walmart and I got one that I'm like, okay, this has okay reviews. It's doing fine for $60, which is not nothing, but also for already, like, I have been able to make copies of cards that, to me, things like fucking Trouble in Pairs, things like Phyrexian Arena. Like, how much is Phyrexian? Phyrexian Arena is like only $7 or $8, I think. Damn, somebody's selling it for 99 cents. Yeah, okay, there's dual decks. It ranges. All right, $5, $2. Damn, okay. Okay, I'm willing to bet these are in slightly rougher shape, but like $2, okay, $4. Damn, that's not that bad. The point is, I don't want to. All right, let's look at Trouble in Pairs then. Well, I want the essential ones for me, not at all what I wanted. Yeah, let's go. Trouble in Pairs, Magic the Gathering. There we go. Proxy, $5. Yep, $30 right there for Trouble in Pairs. $27, $20, $30. Like, I bought the pre-con that came with for like $30 on sale. I am not spending $30 on a single piece of cardboard. I'm sorry, I'm not. That's not how I do. Like, if I pull a great card, I pull a great card. If I don't, I don't. That's fine. Yeah, anyway. Spooky Pepper 6900. I literally have an entire platoon of 50 UNSC infantry organized as close as possible to U.S. Army's platoon loadout, as well as like 2 Warthogs, a Cyclops, a Hornet, a Falcon, and a Scorpion. What, are you talking about tabletop stuff? I don't know if any of the local groups will let me proxy the UNSC infantry for guardsmen, though. That would be fucking rad. I would love that. All right, I'm going to get some water real quick, and then we will get into the fucking Madison Square rally. Sorry, I'm hyperfixating if y'all couldn't tell, and maybe just avoiding a little bit, maybe just a skoosh. All right, I'll be right back. Oh. My uncle made my GF&I 50-buck commander decks, and I'll play them till I die. That's the best kind of commander deck. Like, I have my Asterion deck. I was talking to somebody, like, my Asterion deck is kind of a money deck now. Because when I added it up, my Asterion and Kalia decks are like, they're expensive. They're like $250 a piece. Mostly because of cards like fucking Trouble in Pairs. So they'll go down now that I have proxies for them. As far as the actual, I'm not worried about people stealing them. But, ugh. Like, I kind of have to beef them up because some of the people who play at local stores just, like, have no chill. Like, so anybody who's in Magic knows that, like, okay, you go in and people are like, okay, what level is your deck at? And people be like, oh, my game, you know, it's like a 6 or a 7. And then they pop out, like, a Psych Rift and just fuck your shit up, or Armageddon, but they have land ramp, and it's just like, fuck me, I guess. All right. Oh God, I am so far beyond sick of Elon fucking Musk right now. Like I've been done with his ass for, like, you know, whomst among us has not been done with his ass for a while now, but the way he has thrust himself into, and you know, this is something that I want to say was a think piece noted a couple weeks ago. The way he has thrust himself into the position of essentially being like Trump's actual running mate now is, it's unconscionable. Like the things that it portends for the state of democracy if Trump gets elected, which should be surprising at this point, is so bleak. Bleak is really the only way to describe it. Somebody who is wholly unqualified, who is spreading blatant white supremacist, white replacement propaganda at this point on Twitter, who owns one of the biggest social media platforms and is using it to essentially prop up an entire candidate and ideology right now through propaganda. And the idea that Trump has guaranteed him like some kind of cabinet position that doesn't exist right now is the, you know, they're talking about the Secretary of Efficiency or whatever, when Elon wouldn't know how to run something efficiently if it, you know, bit him in the ass. Is he basically paying people to vote for Trump? There is that thing. Yeah, let me look up. It feels like there's been 1,000 different stories at this point. Yeah, here we go. Philadelphia DA sues Elon Musk over $1 million election sweepstakes, indisputably unlawful. The Philadelphia District Attorney's Office sued Tesla's CEO Elon Musk over his political action committee's $1 million a day giveaway to registered voters in swing states, alleging it violates consumer protection laws and is designed to interfere in the upcoming presidential election, which it absolutely is. So the thing is, hello kitten, cat is here now. The thing is, Elon Musk and Trump, it's not surprising that they would align themselves with each other, because they are two of the richest people in the world who have done so many blatant, open, obvious crimes and repeatedly gotten away with it by either paying their way out of it or just acting like they didn't. Like they're like just Voltroning into like a monstrosity of a lack of criminal accountability. Hello, kitten. Hello. Cat is here. Let's get cat cam going. Can you not? Oh, you're over there. I see how it is. There we go. There's kitten. Cat cam. Oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah. What? Lady, you are so loud. Can you go do that somewhere else, please? Goodness gracious, dog, lady, cat. Oh my goodness, animals, you're killing me. Brody, thank you for $5. Just saw your CPAC vid from a while back, and that mega fit you had on in that MyPillow guy picture was wild. Also, sorry about your weekend. Thank you very much. I still pull that out to show people. It's like, hey, do you want to see what I do for a job? And people are like, yeah, sure, because I say, I'm an investigative journalist, and they'll be like, what? When they see that picture of me. From Bloomberg, Elon Musk is now X's biggest promoter of anti-immigrant conspiracies. The billionaire owner is spreading debunked theories of undocumented voters swaying the U.S. election and growing his influence in the process. Blah, blah, blah. Broad election fraud will occur in November by undocumented immigrants illegally casting votes for the Democrats. Immigration and voter fraud has become by far the entrepreneur's favorite and most popular policy topic online, according to a large-scale Bloomberg analysis of his post, the social network he owns, where he has more than 200 million followers. In 2024, Musk's frequent posts on immigration, including claims about the crimes attributed to migrants, the pace of their entry into the U.S., and the false assertion that Dems are using them to cast votes, have received more reposts than any other policy issue he writes about. Posts turn increasingly political. Jesus. Ugh. What do you think, Kitty? It's fucking bleak. What? You got something to say? Kitten! Look at the kitten! Look at her little face. You have such a round little head, Cap. God. All right, let's I don't even know where to start with this thing. I don't want to. Let's go on PBS and watch the whole thing.
We come before you today seeking your divine wisdom and guidance. Lord, we recognize that true wisdom comes from you alone.
Fucking great place to start.
Help us to discern your will in our lives.
Great place to start, just by open, blatant Christian nationalism. Can I help you? Do you think I'm just only talking to you, Kitten? Is that what you think? What? Oh, look at the neck scritches. Oh, that feels so good. Are they praying to God or Trump? Honestly, the way they conflate the two, it was literally, let me see. Faith-based leaders place hands on Trump. Texas pastor prays over Trump, calling him warrior for the word of God. Jack Graham, the ultra-conservative senior pastor at Prestonwood Baptist Church, repeatedly telling his 50,000-member congregation that they're engaged in spiritual war against liberals, teamed up with a group of evangelicals and praying over Donald Trump. We love you, Jesus. We also love our country. We thank that you have raised up a man, Donald J. Trump, to be a warrior for the word of God and the wisdom that comes from God. We pray as you raise him up once again to be our president that you would give him strength and wisdom and joy in the journey. This wasn't the one I was thinking of, though. Oddly, like that should be. wasn't Jack Graham. It was... I think it was this one.
Danny Goki, American Idol winner, man of God and of faith, my America. Amen.
Here's the one.
Amen. I'm going to ask you to stretch your hands to the president. And Jenny, I know you'll, I think.
Which you can tell how much, they're super into following the Bible, but I would love to see what Steven Anderson says about this, because you've got a woman preaching is the tone that Steven would take with this.
Pastor
God,
Jack
he just looks like fucking shit. I know, like, far be it from an original observation to make. What? I just look at the camera on the screen and my cat's just looking up at me. Far be it from an original observation to make, but the dude just looks fucking awful.
Going to start us leading in prayer, and we will go from there and have just a few people lay hands on your president. Thank you. How many of you just had an amazing time today with the president? Thank you.
I think it would be good. If you all stretched out a hand towards President Trump and unite our hearts together for him. We thank you, O God, and we come to you in the name of Jesus, who is Lord, Christ our King. We thank you that in your presence there is fullness of joy, and at your right hand pleasures forevermore. And we thank you for our country. We love you, Jesus, and we also love our country. And we thank you that you have raised up a man, Donald J. Trump, to be a warrior for the Word of God and the wisdom that comes from God. Thank you for protecting him, for keeping your hand of blessing upon him. And we pray as you raise him up once again to be our president, that you would give him strength and wisdom and joy in the journey.
Father God, right now as I pray.
Father God, right now, oh God. No, they literally, like, they called him a vessel. They called him a vessel. Like, how is this not just blatantly heretic? I mean, it is blatantly heretical by the standards of any Christianity who would claim to be fucking consistent. They don't. Very clearly, they don't. But, like, how?
Over President Trump, I thank you that you secure his life, his calling, his purpose, that no weapon formed against him will be able to prosper. And 1,000 will fall at his side and 10,000 at his right hand, but it will not come nigh him. We secure his family, his children, his calling, and everything that pertains to what you have called him to carry out. And I ask for divine visitations, that you would continue to give him your wisdom, according to James 1:5, that you would give him the mind of Christ, according to Philippians 2:5, that you said in Psalm 33, that blessed is the nation whose Lord is God. And we just thank you for our fighter of faith and for freedom and for religion, God. And
now, the fascinating part about this is that Trump has still never, like, been a consistent, out and out Christian. It's not like he's out here quoting the Bible on stage and stuff. He just said he is, and he allows them to enact their political vengeance on the libs. Like, that is what he is actually the vessel for. He is the vessel for the Christian far right's nationalistic urges, a vessel for every slight they wish to inflict on people they disagree with, and a vessel for them to put all of their hopes of being able to subjugate and control the lives of others. That's what it is. Abolish Reality, thank you for following. He literally couldn't pick a favorite between Old and New Testament. Yeah, like, so that is our Christian nationalism detour hour. Can I help you? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're just a little baby. You're just a little baby. Yes, you are.
Especially in these challenging times for our beloved nation. May we seek to honor you, not just with our words, but through our actions.
But Zarina Chess, I have cat on my lap. Boop to snoot. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at it. Oh, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love you, little baby. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Even though you annoy the hell out of me. Hibernia Scholar, thank you for resubscribing for 2 months. Y'all better hawk 2 of the polls on the 5th. Yeah, we are. I'm putting together currently a, I'm putting together a, probably 12-hour-ish stream. We'll see, you know, what happens with the election, but if you guys do need a place to come hang out and try and I can't promise it'll be necessarily relaxing. All right, she's laying down, so I'll lift up a little bit. I can't promise it'll exactly be relaxing to your anxieties, but if you need a place to come relax and hang out and try and sort through the shit that's happening instead of doom scrolling, instead of having everything be confusing. On election day, I will be doing a stream. I've got a couple other people already planned to come hang out, Bugs Matrix, and I just talked to Vivian Musk and Vivian Wilson, sorry. And I think Jesse Gender will stop by for a little bit. I'm hoping Stephanie Sterling will stop by for a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, if you want to, there will be a place. I'm for sure. I don't know what we're going to do on stream. I'm for sure going to be playing Metal Gear Rising because that is one of the best. Maybe I'll do finish playing through Metal Gear Solid 2. I'll probably bounce between Shark, Vosh, and DD. I honestly have a good feeling about this election. I don't know. It's so hard to people asking who do I think is going to win. I would love to say, because all right. The problem is that everybody has their projections. And especially I was just on Twitter where Elon is sharing shit. That is just like, oh, it's looking like an overwhelming landslide. Like we're outpacing our win for last time. And like just completely fucking lying. So it's really hard to say when you've got biased information flying around all over the place. Road to 270. Forecast maps. $226. Yeah, it is. The problem is that it is so incredibly, ridiculously close to call, which there have been, and this is not, I am voting. I am voting. I want everybody to know that I am voting. Is it in the interest of harm reduction? Yes. Is it because I think Kamala is a good candidate or I trust her? No. Fuck no. Hell no. She has shown exactly the kind of person that she is, and exactly the kind of cabinet and presidency she would lead. That's really, honestly, no different than what Biden's doing. The same milquetoast dumb bullshit. Yeah, Emmy Award winner. The fact it's close is an indictment to how depraved humanity is. I was thinking about this the other day, as I was doom scrolling, and I'm just like, you ever think that, like, I won't say that. That's too depressing to think about. Yeah, I'll take a neo-lib over a psycho murderer. It's like it is not a, like, really a choice. Like, it's not. But the fact that so many people, no, Quiet Kitsune, that was John Connor. But the fact that so many people are still on Trump's side after everything we've seen, that it is still this close of a race, speaks to a deep degradation of morality at the core of America, something that has been contributed to for, decades. That I do not believe there is a way back from at this point, and I don't know what that means. But, like, the idea that you can see the things that the people who agree with Trump are saying, you can see with your own eyes and hear the proof of all this shit. When would you say this started? I mean, like, the Industrial Revolution, but probably more succinctly with Reaganomics. Like most bad economic policy we have today, a lot of the absolutely just crushing disparity. Again, a lot of the shit is central to the American economic, like, experience, and how America has always prized capital and the people who make capital over literally anybody else. But more succinctly, Reaganomics and trickle-down economics were a really big point where just everything can be, like, everything flows downstream from there. Icky the Stressy, thank you for $3. Oh gosh, hello DD and pals. Been hoping to see you after a long few days of utter insanity. Fuck Trump and his ilk. He and each and every single willfully ignorant disciple of his hate deserve to fade out with this election for good. Bruce Magnuson, thank you for $4.99. Remember, Trump promised to wipe out the Palestinians. If you give a hoot, you'll vote smartly. LARPers annoy me. Yeah. Like, yeah. Jesus Christ. Chaotic Kitten. I was talking with someone who's seriously conspiracy pills. He says that if Kamala wins, then the left will unleash the reptilians or something like that. He said that Trump better win or the world will get worse. I really irritated. Asked if he ever heard Project 2025, and then a lot of people's lives will be more at risk. I don't even remember his response. I ended up walking away and talking to someone else. Fair. Smart. Kiwi TP DD, I was wondering, like, how do we even have a democracy with so many of these people in our country? We kind of don't. Democracy is dependent on people playing by the rules, and MAGA definitely do not. I feel like we can win this time, but going forward is worse. I mean, like, again, this is something that, it used to be a libertarian position to say that shit, to talk about, and this is because libertarians used to ride a line of, like, pot-smoking hippies and former veterans on one side, and then the other side was like Alex Jones, conspiracy theorists, Illuminati, the Feds controlled by Jews people. And then over time, the conspiracy theorist angle took over the meaning of libertarian. So now it's all people who know every state's age of consent by heart. And it's less of the Vietnam veteran hippies who don't want to pay their taxes. We don't really see that kind of libertarian. But it used to be a more extreme but accepted position for the politically radical that both parties want to fuck us over. And I really think that 9/11 was a galvanizing point for people to start poo-pooing that idea and pushing it way back out of the American consciousness, to the point where, like, you couldn't, you saw it. Anybody who went against the open jingoistic nationalism after 9/11 was just ostracized. Like, you were persona non grata like that immediately. And I think that became part of what we see now, the Democrats taking a hold of with the civility politics of, like, part of that was they go low, we go high. Part of that was just like this idea of we can get through to Republicans. We can do this. And I think for a lot of leftists and a lot of younger people and a lot of people who've grown up, especially in this exact time period, where we have seen things didn't really change that much between Obama and Trump, tangibly, outside of the just general air of hostility towards people like minorities, immigrants, that kind of thing. And then between Biden and Trump, again, except for those hateful things, tangibly, lives have not really gotten better, broadly, for the rest of us. Yet every year, we keep seeing this person made more money. This Elon Musk making record billions. So-and-so just bought a yacht that you can park another yacht inside of. And so I think it is this, like, just naturally, this idea is coming back out. This common recognition that we don't have a democracy. Like, we are ruled over by oligarchs because they are the contributing class to the politicians. Like, honestly, they are. The problem is that because of this lessened sense of civility, particularly from the conservative right, so many of the people who are likely to kind of notice these patterns are likely to take it to that nth degree and be like, we have things wrong in our society because rich people. And you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And they're like, and also they're Jews. And you're like, okay, you're getting you're getting your signals mixed up there. And it's always so fucking funny because now you can see the result of this, like, kind of nesting doll of ideology with the Trump movement, where you have, more than a decade. Well, not quite. It's been 2016. He announced in 2015. So almost a decade. Trump has been in the political sphere of America for almost a decade, right? And in that time, what started out as the narrative, like the reason why, we gotta push this guy because he's a Washington outsider. He'll drain the swamp. Didn't do any of that shit. Absolutely wasn't. Is just another politician. But that aspect of Trump's, like, PR has become still so deeply ingrained into the conspiracism of his movement that it's still being pushed even after he was president for 4 fucking years. He has run for president 3 fucking times. And people are still like, yeah, he's a Washington outsider and he's this, that, and the other. And he's not like other billionaires. And he's putting himself at risk for this. And it's like, no, he's personal friends with the people that he's going to be writing legislation and signing off on cutting regulations for. The people who are going to be burning down forests and setting up pipelines and, like, all this other shit. He is fucking golf buddies with them. But it's become a essential part of this narrative to say, no, our guy is the good one. When in reality, like, do you think the Fortune 500 CEOs, the people who control shit tons of money, who do you think that they are more interested in? And Elon Musk is perfect representation of this. Who do you think that they're more interested in having win? Kamala, who says, it glances towards more leftist ideals like, making people pay their fair share, not letting people get away with tax breaks? Or do you think the people who have all the fucking money, who control a shit ton of media, who, by the way, profit off of stories with Trump — this is something we learned the last several cycles, Trump is good for business for them — do you think that they're more interested in the guy who's going to have them net more money? And then what does that, we can see in real time what that does to the ecology of information and propaganda with Elon Musk. Elon Musk right now is talking about on Twitter, it's going to be a landslide win for Trump, to hundreds of millions of followers. And you want to say that that's the kind of influence you can't buy. But you literally, as Elon Musk shows, if you are rich enough, you literally fucking can. And that's the scary part. My cat's just chilling on my lap now. Hey, Danger Days, happy Halloween. So yeah, let's go to, this fucking asshole. I saw only a couple clips. And Matt Walsh, I'm not going to say Matt Walsh is smart, but the takes that he comes out with lately have been blisteringly stupid, even by his lax standards. He made a tweet saying that having this guy make offensive jokes on stage was part of a Trump master plan to get the Dems and everybody mad and focusing on the jokes for the week before the election while he's actually out there doing real groundwork. It's like, no, you fucking maroon. It's just a racist convention. It's just a gathering of racists. Crazy. Paige Wilder, libertarians memorizing the age of consent. Wait, why is there still no standardized age of majority in America? There's a uniform age for voting, joining military service, driver's license, getting a job without a permit, renting a car, smoking and drinking. States' rights. And it's the same reason why you can still, some people still, here. Nearly 300,000 minors under age 18 were legally married in the U.S. between 2000 and 2018. A few were as young as 10. Would you believe what political party is usually the majority holder in the states that still allow that and still fight for that? Would you be able to take a guess? Just take a guess. Just take a guess. May 11th, 2024. Why are some Republican lawmakers hell-bent on preserving child marriage? GOP lawmakers have opposed raising the marriage age, with some arguing child marriage bans would encourage abortion. Irish DC 95. Click on the Wikipedia page and it says only 10 states ban child marriage in all. I was married at 15. My sister was married at 16. My cousin was married at 16, Redder says. I understand how a teenage girl being married off is harmful to her life, and sometimes it's hard for others who haven't seen that up close and personal to understand. Missouri lawmakers only banned marrying children who are 14 years old or younger in 2018. 50 lawmakers, 38 Republicans, and 2 Democrats voted against that bill at the time. The vast majority of these minors were 16 or 17 years old. Over 60,000 marriages. No. 300,000 minors were married between 2000 and 2018. Vast majority 16 or 17 years old, and most were girls wed to adult men who were 4 years older than they were on average. There were 5 documented instances of children as young as 10 married in the U.S. in the period studied between 2000 and 2018. In places like Missouri. Only 12 of them have banned child marriage. This is, by the way, again, this is the kind of shit you need to bring up every time a conservative says, like, oh, well, the Democrats are, evil and they're kidnapping babies and all this other shit. Horrendous. Anyway, keep that in mind as we go in to this fucking idiot.
Attacking 2 New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Only 18%. So the economy is in excellent or good condition.
US inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1% over the financial year.
Authorities saying Train de Aragua, which has been linked with
many of them. It's absolutely incredible. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms.
God damn. I didn't realize, is this Tony Hinchcliffe? I didn't know we were watching refried Pete Davidson. I'm sorry.
And by open arms, I mean like this.
Damn.
It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too, just know.
This is the Midnight V asking who this is. This is the clown shoes bumblefuck dipshit who made headlines over the weekend by being a I want to say a little more than insensitive at the Nazi rally. Like, the shit he says is fucking wild. And again, it speaks to the idea that something I've talked about before when I've talked about conservative comedy. It speaks to the idea that conservatives will performatively laugh at nearly anything as long as it aligns with their pre-decided values. Like, they will go and sit in nearly any crowd as long as they think they're going to hear their opinions blasted back at them unchallenged in any way. Like, that's the thing they really want. Clapter, yeah. Irish CC, thank you for 100 bits. Picture that stat about child marriage alone and how sickened Americans would be if this was on their news channel, but they won't because this shit is all that's talked about. Wokeness and manners policing. Yeah.
That. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. Free speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore. It's happening right now the past few years. It's a real thing. And,
It's fucking incredible to say free speech is under attack. Anyway, I have a show where I talk about everything you're apparently not allowed to say. If free speech was actually under attack, ding dong, you wouldn't have that show. Biofoot 78, thank you very much for super chatting. 20 simoleons, holy cow. Your dunks on Glenn Beck had me rolling. He looks like he sacrifices kids to the demon of clashing patterns. Had me doubled over. Cheers and take care, DD. Thank you. When I was writing the Glenn Beck roast at the end of the Nefarious video, I sent a script to both of my partners, or to two of my partners, and one was like, I think it's so fucked up that you saved the most vicious reads ever for Glenn Beck, and the other one was like, it might be a little bit too much. And I was like, nah, it's not enough. We'll go, Homelander, we'll go look at his channel in a little bit. I want to watch some more of this, because we've been on for an hour 20 and have barely touched on a thing we're supposed to be. Live chat replay was turned off for this video. Smart.
Used to be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio, and there's no convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. No, again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right. Very good. I like it. I have other policies that I think it should be implemented as well.
This is fucking rough. I thought he would be getting way more and bigger laughs, but somebody in the chat just said this is worse than Lauren Chen's. This might be. Like, he is fucking bombing. I didn't think he would bomb at the racist convention. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, he's trying to recover. That's what you hear when he's trying to bounce back. He says something in Madison Square fucking Garden, and it doesn't get the response he wants. And he's like, you know, that's okay. Like, he's trying to rub it off, but he's also not that big of a... I'm guessing he doesn't do a lot of stand-up. Like, I know he critiques other comedians, I guess, but he reportedly tested those jokes the night before, and they bombed then too. Mwah. Love it. You love to see it. Because, like, somebody like an Anthony Jeselnik type who's doing that same kind of blue comedy would have a much better retort when a joke doesn't land. Because a lot of comedians who do this kind of edgy content, like, you go to a club, you talk about it, you tell your joke, and people don't like it, and a good comedian will have a follow-up joke about them not liking it. And whether that's, you know, something like, oh, if you think that's bad, like, there's the door or something. But he's also in this awkward position of trying to completely placate his audience. So he's just like, it seems like he's scrambling and panicking when they don't react how he wants them to. That's kind of fucking wild. This is not at all kind of what I thought it would be.
Like, me personally, I think football should be all year round. Yeah. So many great athletes. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson. Feels good in here. The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P. Diddy party. Oh.
Yeah, I guess he's saying that Travis Kelce would kill Taylor? I don't... Like, they don't have... Unless I'm missing something, they don't have a particularly tumultuous relationship of what I've heard. Like, I don't exactly keep up with celebrity gossip, but, like... That just straight up doesn't make sense. Like, it's not even like a, you know, I think when I think of there's a Biggie lyric that I think of when I think of people making fun of celebrities, like celebrity domestic abuse, and it's beating motherfuckers like Ike beat Tina. Very famous Biggie lyric. But like, that is an example of making light of a situation in a way that makes sense. That's just what, like, immediately comes to mind for me. It's not, now, is it acceptable or should it be acceptable to make light of that? That's, you know, it's up to personal taste. I would say it's probably in bad taste. He obviously doesn't have much taste to begin with. The thing is, it has to make fucking sense, right? Like if you make a joke about, like, I can't even think of a thing, like, in what world it makes sense for this happy couple, one of them to just kill the other because there's no other similarity between OJ and Travis Kelce aside from the fact that they both had partners? What the fuck are you saying? And then also, it's fucking wild to say Eminem. This is a side thing. It's fucking wild to say Eminem endorsed Kamala. This is looking more and more like a P. Diddy party every day. When Eminem has been speaking out against Diddy longer than anybody else. Like, M has been on that fucking train. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sleepsad, thank you for 5 months of Prime. Brutus Magson, thank you for $2. Timu Brand, Carlos Mencia. No! When did he start? I mean, like, I don't know the first diss he had, but it's been over a decade at least. And it's been in very slight ways. Like, it's been, he'll throw little jabs, and people have always been like, why did he say that about Diddy? Why did he throw that line in? And so it's been one of those open secret things, which is like, you know, say what you want about Eminem. Like, the dude is not the type, very obviously, and I think it's because he doesn't come from the same place of keep your mouth shut and you know, you'll make it in this town, kid, because he was too talented for that. So he kind of skipped over the step where he would ever get extorted for anything. He made a living off of controversy and off of extreme lyrics about extreme violence and stuff. So he never really had to worry about that kind of repercussion. So, like, you know, what are people going to cancel him or end his career over? He can say shit like that. Yeah, this is rough, dude.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what you guys want. All right, heck yeah, it's cool. Black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow.
That's crowd work, just killing, dude. So that right there, that's the mark of good crowd work, is get a load of this guy, right? He's got a thing. That's he's got, y'all get it. It's funny. Like, fuck, man.
I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys this is a groany little morning crowd, huh? It's tough to follow this audition for the next Commissioner Gordon's over here. It is, though. It's crazy times we're living in. I mean,
Do you remember what I said in the Lauren Chen interview, is that when comedians don't know how to, like, riff, they always go back to these, like, tried and true segues, just like that, where it's like, no, but really, no, for real, no, yeah, actually. It's like, because they can't dynamically put the riff that they were doing back into what they were saying. They tried to freewheel it, and it did not work out. Like when he called out a black dude and made a watermelon joke. Like, he just did that on impulse, I'm willing to bet. That's like, that could only have been a reaction. And he realized in that moment, he's like, Man. He had to cut a joke about Harris being a C word by the Trump team. That's what they made him fucking cut? It's instinctual for him. Yeah, like exactly. It is he like that. And that is the brand. First off, by the way, Matt Walsh had completely on board and defended this guy in the name of comedy. So if you're wondering exactly what kind of comedy is somebody like Matt Walsh like, it's the kind where you see like his brain saw black person. The first thing he thought was black person, crowd, watermelon. Got it. And the thought process there was that thought going from his head, traveling down to his mouth, and as soon as it came out, he was like, nailed it. They're going to love this. Oh, they didn't love this. I thought this was the place to be offensive. I thought we were not snowflakes here. But like, man. Kage0765, thank you for 6 months. Just dropping it to thanks for all you do. Thank you. Been watching your videos to get through the election and midterms. I appreciate it. Sleep's Head, thank you for resubscribing for 5 months.
All these pointless wars. It is unbelievable what's happening right now. It is incredible. Ukraine versus Russia, Israel, it's like bad soccer games. Who even cares? What are we doing? Why is our money involved in these wars? When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors.
If you are thinking that, I would say, much like Quiet Kitsune just said in the chat, I would say your capacity for thought is limited at best. If you can look at what is happening in Israel and Palestine and be like, just work it out, I do not think you have any humanity left. I think you are on your way to becoming the withered, lifeless husk of John Ritter's Skinwalker here.
You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time.
That's a great joke for 80s
You also know
kids.
the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're having fun now. We're cooking. Hillary Clinton said that this is a Nazi rally here today.
Hillary Clinton said this is a Nazi rally. Obviously, I've already made a joke about Jews less than a minute ago. Joke about wiping out Palestinians. Joke about black people eating watermelon. Calling Puerto Rico a garbage island. Can you believe people would call us Nazis? Yeah, dude. You need to front load that before all the racist shit you said. Like, that needs to come first. You feel me? Unless here's the thing. If this was all, and it's not, but if this was all an elaborate bit, this would actually be, like, that would be a solid punchline in a satirical piece to go through all this horrible racist shit and then be like, can you believe people call us Nazis? No notes there, but he means it seriously and not satirically. Irish DC, thank you for 100 bits, throwing that paper around because Jews control the world's money, right? Yeah, yeah. Nick, thank you for becoming a member. Have a good evening, Homelander.
Can you believe that? For the most anti-war president of my entire lifetime, and she calls him Hitler. Let me remind you, Hillary, it was your husband who shot innocent people, or as he called them, interns. Yeah, Hillary, I bet you did not see that one coming. By the way, if I commit suicide in 3 weeks, I didn't. I mean, it's just obvious to me who the right candidate is. There's a guy out here dodging bullets. It is unbelievable, right?
Dodging bullets, God. Why are we talking about Hillary again? Because, like, did you hear immediately how the crowd perked up? Like, he's playing the hits that Trump plays, is what he's doing here. He is going after the red meat that the base loves. And so, like, bringing out Hillary is the surefire thing. Even after 8 years of hearing about Hillary, they're still like, oh, like they still give a fuck. They still think it's a worthwhile thing to care about.
He took it right in the ear. Unbelievable. I thought about this. I don't know if you have. Coolest place to get shot. Like, if you're gonna get shot anywhere on your body, that's where you want it. Right there. Technically, he got shot in the head, depending on if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Right? If you're a Democrat, his ear was grazed. If you're a Republican, he survived the headshot. It is. It's the best place to get shot. It's the only part of the human body will drive a piercing through like a little girl's ear for no reason. Right? There's just it heals fast. Nobody cares.
Wow. This is fucking, like, he's making jokes. I do want to check out his channel now to see what it's like what his regular content is like, because he's just, this is fucking crazy. Oxpecker, this tweet is now more relevant. Little girl's ear. I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be a fucking, like, just an observational bit. Like, oh, you ever notice how we do this? But, like, it's so far removed from relevant to the conversation. And I'm just like, what is that? Like, why would you make, why?
Why is everybody getting so defensive with me? I don't understand.
Give me a second.
I think y'all are just afraid of how honest I am. I'm just really truthful. You know, you can't handle my facts and logic. That's gotta be the reason why everyone's been so panicked at my objectively awesome ideas. I mean, I'm just having a calm and casual, fair and polite debate. Just participating in the marketplace of ideas here,
Yep.
you know? Y'all just...
Yep. Lady DeFage, thank you very much for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subbies. I appreciate it so much. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, and then we'll watch some more of this dork. God damn, that's rough. That is rough. Ugh. All right, be right back. I'm back. Oh, did we have a... Oh, thank you. Steph is pretty for tier 1 sub to Finn the Witch. Raid Terran, thank you for tier 1. Did we get a raid? Hype Train. No, we got Hype Train. Okay. Irish DC, thank you for 100 bits. I think we're all taking names for who needs a swift punch in the face. Ron Swanson style, right? There's a lot of people who deserve that. All right, let's get it going.
It's the best place to get shot. He went down, saw blood on his hands. I'd imagine he thought right then, I think I just won this shit. Stands up and says the most American words I've ever heard in my life. No. Before that, there was one more. Let me get my shoes. Fearless. Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life. Right? Like, where's my shoes at? I gotta get the hell out of here. Let me get my shoes.
It is wild to watch them try and spin his, like, foppishness. Foppishness is really the only word I can apply to Trump. And like it's not out of he's fearless. Is that like in that moment he literally feared being like uncouth, being perceived as like without his shoes, probably because of his height, as a weakness or something. Because he's a fucking idiot who's obsessed with his image. Thank you, Rated Terran, for 100 bits. Way to fetishize guns. No, he did say, let me get my shoes, I believe.
And then the fight. What he did was so cool that Biden got COVID. Oh, yeah. Go back. Look at the timeline of everything again. 3 days after that. That means that Biden, he didn't get that from hanging out with sick people. He was in a sterile room in the White House, watching blood running down Trump's face as he pumps his fist. Biden's like, oh, fuck. Oh, God, no. It's true. Trump survived an assassination attempt, and Biden got COVID. We vote next week. God voted 3 months ago.
So fucking ass, dude.
Another great Austin, Texas resident, Elon Musk, will be speaking here later today. Unbelievable. Genius. You guys saw him shoot that rocket into outer space, the largest aircraft ever, fires it off into space, and then parallel parks it back to planet Earth. Meanwhile, Kamala supporters can't parallel park their Toyota Priuses properly. Sorry, I listen to Elon Musk. I follow his lead. The world's smartest, richest man is fucking crazy. Hello, dog. Hello. You need to leave me alone, though. I'm not... No, kitchen. Do you need to go to kitchen? All right, give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back. The world's smartest, richest man is dog. No, seriously. Seriously. Kitchen. Stay. You'd be good. Okay. Richest man has my attention. Except for when it comes to stock trading, then I listen to Nancy Pelosi.
Rated Terran, great point. Can we as a nation stop conflating wealth with intelligence? No, because if somebody's rich, obviously that means that they earned it. If you're poor, it's because you didn't work hard enough. Unlike Elon Musk, who works super hard, which is why he's hundreds of levels in Diablo and Elden Ring, despite sucking at both of those games. He has 12 kids and runs 3 companies, yet he spends all his day on fucking Twitter and playing video games and sending memes about anime girls or whatever the fuck he does. Obviously, a very busy man.
But censorship is amongst us, people. It's a very, very, very big deal. And I'm just here to say that you guys are for the right candidate. Tell your friends. Let's close it out. And let's make speech free again. Make America healthy again. Let's beat the team from California. The team from New York should beat the team from California, not only in this election, but in the World Series of baseball, America's sport. I love you, New York. God bless New York. God bless America. Let's make it great again. I love you. Thank you. Welcome.
That's fucking crazy. That's fucking wild. Hero. I would love if this made him lose. No. Like again, the ride or diers, like the reason I brought up the Matt Walsh thing earlier is that people were, the ride or diers on the Trump side think that was good. Or they at least are pretending to think that was good. I don't think somebody even like Matt Walsh is deluded enough to be like, yeah, no, that was a competent performance. Tony Hitchcliffe. Does he have a channel? What's his channel? Guess I could just Google it probably. Yeah, I don't know what is Tony Hitchcliffe. Oh, he's Kill Tony. Okay, no, I've at least heard of that. 1.9 million subs. All right. Sam Tripoli. God, Sam Tripoli fucking sucks. I've seen a lot of these guys. So does he just have comedians on? Matt Rife. Oh, fucking Matt Rife. Does he have fucking here's Jordan Peterson on a comedy podcast? Is he's definitely had, who's that one, Brendan Schaub. He's definitely had Brendan Schaub on at some point, right? Like, had to have. No, this guy seems like another fucking rogue orbiter. Basically leeches off the comedic talent of the other people he brings on his show. Yeah, not surprising. I mean, if that performance was anything to go by, yeah. That is not what I expected Ron White or Pauly Shore to look like now. What the fuck? That's crazy. And I'm just looking at people if I've seen them or if I know them. Roseanne. Fuck. Kurt Metzger? Kurt... Am I thinking of the right... No, I'm thinking of a different Metzger. All right, never mind. Theo Vaughn. Yep, there's another dipshit idiot. Not surprising. It's taken longer than I thought it would to find fucking Schaub. Tom Metzger. That's George Jackson. You and me. We're in the same. I've been doing research. Like I said at the beginning, I've been doing research for the thing. Skankfest Vegas. All right. All right. What was the fucking one? Goddamn. Yeah. Jordan Peterson. I don't want to. Oh. Sharp Exhales, yeah, I think so. All right, I wanna watch more of this. We are 24 minutes into this 6-hour event. God damn. I'm sure a lot of it. We already watched multiple Trump rallies this year. We've already watched fucking. I've already watched.
World, in the greatest city in the world, in the greatest country in the world, and I'm opening up for the greatest fucking president in the world!
Class. Is that Kimberly Guilfoyle?
So on November 5th, New York, we are going to right this ship. In 9 days, you'll make the choice for an America that works for...
Linatide, thank you for 50 when I thought this country couldn't get worse. Oh, how can it? Oh, boy.
For we the people, not the powerful.
Her first year, she's never built one house in her damn lifetime. And at the same time, let 20 million homeless...
Now, I don't believe... Is this guy a cop? Does anybody know who this guy is? Let's see if I can go back. All right, let's see. Welcome into the stage.
We went from safe streets to record crime.
Are you for defunding the police?
How are you defining defund the police?
Grant Cardone. Internet celebrity. Oh, God. Do I... Doesn't pull me up as an internet celebrity yet, thank God. 10 times your business. Oh, he's a grifter. Okay, gotcha. No, exactly. Reza Sutra in the chat, he has cop phrenology. You and me were linked up like this. Like this. Had the exact same thought. I'm like, that is... If he wasn't a real estate grifter, he would be fucking pushing, like, children onto subway lines in New York or whatever.
We went from $2 gas to $4 gas.
Would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
We went from stable prices to record inflation.
They are killing us without killing us. That is called Bidenomics.
The very first task that Joe Biden gave Kamala Harris was to...
He's thinking, and we need that from a president. He built a great empire here.
How?
He built a great...
He built a great empire here. How is Rudy Giuliani allowed within, like, 1,000 feet of... Like, he must have some kind of dirt on Trump. After everything that happened last cycle with the Four Seasons and the fucking shoe polish and the Sacha Baron Cohen thing, like, he has been nothing but embarrassment after embarrassment. How is he still allowed? Oh, this guy looks like fun. Oh, this... Yep, there you are, you slimy Nazi fucking worm.
Vote, please. We gotta win. We've got to win. We are going to win. We are going to have Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of...
Yep. You fucking keep AC/DC out of your mouth, you son of a bitch. Just got my American citizenship. This scares me. Linotide, welcome to America. I'm sorry you had to join us at such a time. Phil McGraw was at the Trump rally and called Trump a bullied victim. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Phil McGraw, there's who had a great video on Phil McGraw? I think it was Savvy. Savvy Writes Books, I think, had a really good video on Dr. Phil.
New York, hello Madison Square Garden, and hello to the United States of America, people watching in all 50 states. We are here tonight with a message for you. In 9 days, your rescue is coming. In 9 days, your salvation is at hand. In 9 days, Donald J. Trump is going to go back to the White House.
He, more than, I don't believe any, I don't know, there might be, I don't think there's any relation to Tim McGraw. I've talked about it before, more than literally any other political commentator, anybody on the right, with maybe the exception of Nick Fuentes, but even then, Nick Fuentes has a more human appearance than Stephen Miller. Miller is like he is central casting for an alien inhabiting somebody's skin. Like it is so uncomfortable to watch him speak, and you'll notice everything he does is with such a vicious vitriol. Well, we'll see. Probably in this. I haven't seen this. I don't know.
We stand here today at a crossroads in the history of this nation, in the history of our civilization.
This is, you can just tell, we're talking about the cop phenotype. There is a certain phenotype of kid who was bullied like a couple times in high school and made it their entire personality for their entire life. And you can just tell that was Stephen Miller. Like, he dedicated his life. I'm gonna get them. They'll see. One day, they'll see.
This is a choice between betrayal and renewal, between self-destruction and salvation, between the failure of America or the triumph of America. I want you to think for a minute about the decades of abuse that has been heaped upon the good people of this nation. Their jobs looted and stolen from them and shipped to Mexico, Asia, and foreign countries. The lives of their...
He has... His eyes are completely dead. He's like the shark from Jaws. Like, all right, you remember when we were watching... Who were we watching? We were watching, it wasn't Lauren Chen. It was, oh, she ate dog food on stream. Tied herself to Twitter HQ. Who's fucking Laura Loomer. Okay, we were watching Laura Loomer. Remember how I noted like she's had so much Botox done that like she can't like move her face and move her eyes normally. He just doesn't have the part of the human soul that allows for that emotion. Like that's what he's lost.
Loved ones ripped away from them by illegal aliens, criminal gangs, and thugs who don't belong in this country. A political system that punishes hard-working citizens, oppresses them.
I've never seen somebody be so excited to be so racist on a public stage, yet also look like he's like about to take a nap, like the Cozy Time Sleepy Tea Bear. Soul botulism.
Every turn takes away the right to free speech, the right
No, for real. Emmy Award winner Stephen Miller is the guy Dr. Loomis describes in Halloween. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
Political expression, the right to fundamental safety in their own country. One man dared to step forward 9 years ago and say, enough, no more, America gets its future back. And what happened next? What happened after he stepped down that escalator 9 years ago?
everything sucked shit. I realized for you it was great, Stephen, because your buddies were rallying in Charlottesville. But for everybody else, and anybody who isn't a straight white, like, worm in a human skin suit, it sucked.
The system he was fighting tried to do everything in its power to stop him, to take away your voice, to take away your vote, to take away...
And again, so this is actually a really great example of what I was talking about earlier, where I talked about how, like, it's become an integral part of the Trump narrative that he's working for the will of the people and not, like, the billionaires and the ruling class that he's buddies with. Like, Trump doesn't go out and fucking hang out at burger joints for the fun of it. Like, you won't ever see Trump going to, like, the local dive to just hang out with the people. Like, and he never has. He never had. He was literally fed with a silver spoon his entire life.
Your right to have your own country. They lied, they defamed, they smeared, one witch hunt after another, one hoax after another, one betrayal after another, lie after lie, slander after slander, libel after libel, lawsuit after lawsuit. They tried to jail him. They tried to bankrupt him.
I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel. Anytime I hear slander or libel, I think about that.
They tried to imprison him, and they even tried to take his life with not one, but 2 assassination attempts. And let me ask you.
I thought we were up to 3. Or did we decide to knock it back? You know what? Hey, you know what they say, third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. I used to say, and I will say, Trump has had a profound impact on me, because I used to say to myself, I'll try anything twice. And the thing that made me do this was playing Dishonored, because the first time I ever played the game Dishonored, I was in a really bad time in my life. I aggressively did not like what the game was serving me. I came back to it like 5 years later, and I became obsessed with the series. It profoundly impacted my own game design. But you know what? I say I'll try anything 3 times now. I think so.
When his life was on the line, did he falter? Did he waver? Did he yield? Did he surrender?
He literally did. Did he falter? Did he waver? Did he yield? Yeah, he got off the stage surrounded by bodies that were shielding him. Like, he literally did.
Did he hesitate? Did he back down? Did he give one single solitary inch? Or did he stand up, strong and proud and resilient, the warrior that he is, and raise his fist into the air and shout on behalf of all of you, fight, fight, fight. And what was he fighting for? He was fighting for your children, for your wives, your husbands,
For your children, wow. Stephen, are you saying that you want to secure a future for your children of some kind? Against who? Against who, Stephen? This fucking mythologizing. I mean, that is the thing that we talked about months ago. Is the way that this is going to be tacked onto Trump's mythology. And I'm glad he's as old as he is, because, like, goddamn, they do want to turn him into like a god emperor like figure. And that's you know, you can see that in every fucking way that they've depicted him as this like a messianic figure, like literally. Also, yeah, fuck, this guy's so uncharismatic.
Everyone that you love and know in the world, the right to live in a country where criminal gangs cannot just cross our border and rape and murder with impunity. Think about how corrupt and hateful and evil a system is that allows gangs to come into this country and rape and murder little girls. I'm not just saying that. You've read the stories. It happens every day. You read one of these heartbreaking headlines. Who's going to stand up for our daughters? Who's going to stand up for the girls of America, the women of America?
You're raising these heartbreaking headlines. Stephen, maybe you do. The rest of us aren't on Stormfront.
Like, what was that? What's that other fucking white nationalist website? There's Stormfront. There's, what the fuck was it? Stormfront and... Y'all know the one I'm fucking talking about. Not Daily Caller, not Daily Showa. Maybe American Renaissance, that might be the one. Because well, American Renaissance was Jared Taylor's fucking bullshit, but it was no, not The Blaze. You're taking it. You're taking a step back. Not VDare. Oh, it's gonna fucking kill me. I thought it was Daily Stormer. That's what it was. Thank you. That's what it was. I was like, no, it was the guy who got sued for harassing people. Daily Stormer. That's the one.
The families of America. Who's going to stand up and say the cartels are gone, the criminal migrants are gone, the gangs are gone, America is for Americans.
There we go. America is for Americans. Fucking crazy, again, how they can say all this shit after Trump was already president for 4 years and didn't fix any of this.
And Americans only. One man. And that man, ladies and gentlemen, that man took a bullet for you. He took a bullet for democracy. And all we are asking in return, is for 9 days. For 9 short, precious days. You have to vote, vote, vote. Vote for freedom, vote for liberty, vote for sovereignty, vote for your children, vote for your families, vote for the right of free speech.
Right of free speech. He is just doing the fucking 14 words. Like, he's adding a couple, but he's literally just doing the 14 words. Did they? No. Byron Donalds isn't the one who had the crazy Nazi sex stuff come out. Fucking, of course, Vivek Ramaswamy. God. What's her face? Is that? Yep, of course. Not surprising. God, how could... All right, we're going to listen to just a couple minutes because I can't... Thank you. Nope, can't do it. Nope. Sorry. Can't do it. Oh God. All right, yeah, let's do the Tucker one, the Freudian episode. Tucker has just grown more and more unhinged since not being on the Fox News payroll. And I think people really underrated how much of a fucking sociopath he is. Like, myself included. Where I always considered him in the same league as like a Bill O'Reilly, you know? Like just a talking point, says what people want to hear type guy. He is far closer to an actual Alex Jones, which is true because he has buddied up to Alex Jones quite a fucking bit.
Thank you!
Jesus, just the bad lighting, but it just makes them all look like fucking soulless wretches. He got made fun of over a decade ago by Jon Stewart for his dumb little bow ties and his stupid little fucking like general schoolboyishness. But he's never lost that. Like he just still looks like he's always gonna look like the Bob's Big Boy. Like it's befuddling to me how he manages. He simultaneously looks 10 years old and also like a 60-year-old or a 50-year-old. That's rough. Like maybe one of the most uncanny people in modern politics. And we just got done talking about Stephen Miller. Okay? I should roast Tucker sometime. I think I might. If Trump wins, I'm definitely roasting every single one of these motherfuckers I do videos on from now on. $5. Thank you, Miranono, for $5. Miller read the 14 words the way podcasts read ad copy, just added filler. Oh, so true.
I saw the Grateful Dead in this arena in 1987. I was seated right there. How weird. It's such an honor to be here, and it's wild.
What a weird thing to say.
Just another day following Bobby Kennedy Jr. at a Donald Trump rally in Madison Square Garden. I mean, what? That's totally normal.
Holy shit, dude. Fuck, man. He is uncanny. He's like, Jesus. All right, continue. Sorry. Don't mean
Liz Cheney's out there with Kamala Harris. And there's Bobby Kennedy calling to protect women's sports at a Trump rally. It's a realignment. It's unbelievable. And the fact that it's here is even sweeter. Imagine if you're, and just pause for one moment.
No, really. Somebody's saying, hey, meow, he sounds like he's moments from putting an axe in someone. He's giving like Patrick Bateman after waking up from a coma. You know? He's giving like if Patrick Bateman melted like a wax candle a little bit. It's fucking crazy. No, he talks like a movie head case stereotype. Yeah, he talks like if you've ever heard any cringy Joker impression done in any kind of nerd space, that's how he unironically laughs. It's so fucking crazy to me.
Imagine you're Donald Trump. You're from New York City. You become famous in New York City. You make your fortune in New York City. And all of a sudden the leadership...
No, he really does. Now it's kind of fucking me up how he kind of actually looks a little bit like if you know when you overinflate or overstuff a stuffed animal. He's like an overstuffed Patrick Bateman. Like if you just kept putting in stuffing. Where the eyes are just like kind of like poking out a little bit. That's just me.
Of New York City decides they're going to destroy you because they don't like your politics. And so they...
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, boo. Imagine if that were you, though. And they try and take everything that you have. They try and put you in prison. They try and put your children in prison. If that happened to you, how often do you think you'd be going back to New York City? How about never? And yet he's here. It's like getting thrown out of a bar. And you think to yourself, well, you know, all my friends are in the bar. And you approach the...
Couple funny things about that. One, the insinuation that Trump has friends. Two, Trump famously is like a teetotaler. Doesn't drink. Doesn't touch a lick of it because he's a superstitious dipshit. Three, when the last time Tucker was thrown out of a bar was probably when he got in a fight in college.
Door and there's the bouncer like, you're not allowed in here. But from behind the bouncer, you hear the cheers of your friend, come on in! And the bouncer hangs his head in shame. Ugh. He's embarrassed that he's working for the man trying to...
Amy out. I forgot Trump doesn't drink and it's so weird. It's not weird for somebody not to drink. It's super weird how weird he is about it. Like if somebody doesn't want to drink or I have friends who have personal issues, either they're recovering or they have family members who've done it. But the way he goes about it is so bizarre, especially given all of his other eating habits. And the way people try and portray him as this statute of masculinity, but at the same time, you go on any conservative podcast or anything of just like, oh, this is like Daily Wire's great example of just like dudes being dudes, and it's always Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles and all these fuckers sitting around smoking stogies and swishing around their Kirkland signature whiskey. But like Trump doesn't do any of that shit. It's one of the many massive gaps in the perception of his masculinity that makes it so funny whenever they try and like prop him up as, oh, he's a fucking apex of masculine ruggedness. And it's like, I called him foppish earlier. He's a queen. He's a queenie little bitch. The cute, not QAnon. Matt Christman from Chapo has talked about this a lot. It's like when a couple weeks ago when he sat on stage and just waited for an entire musical number to play out and made everybody else in the room listen to it. Like he's the only thing about Trump that isn't gay is the fact that he is somehow attracted to women. Like that is literally the only thing about Donald Trump that is not blazingly, flamingly, burgeoningly homosexual. No, he's a massive fan of musicals. When I was at CPAC, the reason why they mixed in like a bunch of like hype songs into the hour-long waiting playlist we had. So you had like Enter Sandman, and then 30 minutes later they were fucking playing Memory from Cats, is because Trump likes Memory from Cats. He's a huge fan of fucking musicals because he always saw it as like a status symbol to be able to go and see live musicals and shit. Yeah, YMCA is like one of his favorite songs. Like, are you kidding? No, exactly. Amy, I think it was Western Kabuki or QAnon Anonymous where the joke was that Trump is actually ace or women are just assassins. I truly do think so. Like he has such a warped perception of status. Do you think Trump actually likes the person the hogs all believe he is? Fuck no. I mean, like, I think Trump is, like, he's too old. It's not... I think there reaches a point in your life where you can't change because who you are is who you're going to be. Like, I think Alex Jones is past that point. And I think people can get worse. I think people can get better. But I think there stops being and you know, certainly there's a level of introspection that is lacking with Trump and probably Alex Jones. But there is a level of introspection that comes with being younger that I feel like gets sanded down, especially in a conservative mindset where the thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to work till you die, and you're supposed to settle down and have kids and pump out as many as you can, and it doesn't matter if you're not happy, you're doing what a man's supposed to do. And it's like you're repressing everything else about yourself. Yeah, no, King Kerplunk, so many dudes are repressed in the grossest ways. It's like, yeah. And so I think like I don't think Trump has that kind of inner monologue to be able to be like, wow, do I really like the person I am? Is it the impact I have on the world? Is like, no, I think he is purely driven by just simple id at this point. Like he just sees something he wants, or he knows that he can just pay somebody to get it for him. Like he just like goes into a new town. I want a burger. I want Diet Coke. Yeah, which is kind of weird. Like he is at least archetypically a closeted gay, but has never been particularly fit, which I think is a fascinating thing. Is a look into the mind of a homosexual who always could pay his way for anything. It's like the rest of the gays out here struggling we gotta be cut to get on these apps. Dustin the Dam, thank you for subscribing for 7 months, 13 total. And EDB87, thank you for 45 bits. Yo, I finally caught you. Sorry, it's only 45. It's all I have. I appreciate everything. Thank you very much. Don't feel bad for giving. Or I don't feel bad for not giving enough. Anything is enough. Thank you.
To keep the most popular person out of the bar. And that's Donald Trump back in the city that produced him with no embarrassment at all in a room full of his friends. The stones that takes, the bravery that takes.
Talking about Donald Trump's stones makes me very uncomfortable, Tucky. Also, the way he said with no embarrassment at all made it sound sarcastic. I know it wasn't the intention, but it just made it sound like he was like, no embarrassment at all. Like, what?
Is incredible. Donald Trump's going to win. He's going to win. I know that that's true. Why is Donald Trump going to win? The people he's about to defeat have no idea. And they're panicked. They have no idea why people like Donald Trump. And their first theory was, well, Donald Trump is evil, so half the country's evil also. And that's one of the reasons they spent the last 4 years trying to destroy the country, because they're mad at its voters for liking Donald Trump. How much easier would it have been just to pause for 20 minutes and ask yourself honestly in some silent place, why do people like Donald Trump? And if they had been honest enough to ask themselves that question, they would have come up with the two main reasons, and here's what they are. The first reason that people like Donald Trump is because he likes them. That's why. And it's real. Affection is something you can't fake. I don't care how many times Kamala Harris would tell me she loves me, I don't believe her. I saw her kiss her husband with a mask on. A mask on.
Nope, say it again.
That's
that makes
her
it funnier.
version of love. It's fake. It's not real. They spent 10 years telling you Trump.
Wanting not to get the person you love sick. Will Brew Lover, thank you for super chatting €2. Have you heard Tucker's rant? That's what we're on. Like he's got you can't love someone with a mask on. This nobody has ever fucked with masks on. I defy anybody to show me. Wait, no, I've seen some videos.
Trump is a hater. Do you feel that on him? No, you don't. Because it's not there. I've spent a lot of time with Trump. And there's not one moment I've ever been with him off camera where he's spending his time grousing about people he hates.
Bullshit. 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 Tucker. Bullshit. 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 There are so many unlimited sources out there from his time in the White House, from his time out of the White House, of him obsessively watching news footage of him, of himself, of the things he does, obsessively for hours a day. Like, we know he cares so much about what people think about him, especially people he doesn't like. Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucking wild.
Ever. He's talking about the people and the country he loves in his private time. Trust me. And people know in a country that has been taken over by a leadership class that actually despises them and their values and their history and their culture and their customs, really hates them to the point that it's trying to replace them. They know someone who actually has affection for them, and that's Donald Trump. And it's requited. It's requited. They know. When he goes to McDonald's and serves fries, like, he's not faking that at all. That's why that worked. Democratic media consultants are like, how is that working? Because it's real. That's why. And the second reason that people love Trump, and I put myself in this category, it's why I'm here today, is because he's liberated us in the deepest and truest sense. And the liberation he has brought to us is the liberation from the obligation to tell lies. Donald Trump has made it possible for the rest.
How the fuck people talking about Kamala and the past and all that, whatever dumb coconut tree shit she said, the liberation from the obligation to tell lies. What the fuck are you even like? I know what he's saying. I know what he's getting at, but you couldn't find a better way to word that, Tucker. liberation from the obligation to tell lies. Trump has been proven a liar. Like again, you can just look up the amount of times Trump repeating the same lies makes at least 18 false claims in Mar-a-Lago. Debunking 16 false claims Trump made at Madison Square Garden. Trump's false or misleading claims total 30,573 over 4 years. This was in 2021. It seems like he is obligated to tell lies. Like, that seems to be entirely his nature, Tucky.
Of us to tell the truth about the world around us. And that's the single most liberating thing you can do for people. If you want to enslave people, if you want to degrade them, force them to tell lies. And they have. They forced us to lie about everything at gunpoint, effectively. They put people in prison for refusing to lie. And not just the obvious lies that men can become women or Vladimir Putin blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. No, honestly, he did. January 6th was an insurrection. They were unarmed, but it was very insurrection-y. Not even the obvious ones, but the big lie. You know what the big lie is? The big lie is that they're impressive. That's what the big lie is. That the people in charge have somehow earned the right to rule over you, and they haven't. And you know that. These are the single most useless people.
Has Trump, again, 4 years without doing anything, when did Trump earn the right to rule over people? Tucker, I feel like you're losing track of the point you're trying to make. To the point where you're saying Trump basically has the fucking mandate of heaven. Like, you're divine right of kingsing him here, buddy. Like, he's earned the right to rule over the American people. Like, man, we used to be a country who would hear that and say, fuck you, and tar and feather you in a public square. Wilbur Lover, thank you for €2. Sorry, I meant Tucker's daddy rant. Not yet. We're getting there. We're getting there.
People in the United States.
Like, I fucking little Lord Fauntleroy over here. I'm not surprised. Tucker essentially, like, he's a for those who don't know, he's a Swansondaire. Like, he's a fucking frozen food empire heir. Again, another person perfectly to be in league with Trump, who has never had to struggle or work an actual day in his fucking life, went to an Ivy League school, they got to pay his way through, and had everything just served to him on a silver platter. Unsurprisingly, doesn't have a problem with the you know, what is essentially the ruling class, people like him, just ruling over people. Because apparently they've earned it, according to him. Poor Claire, thank you for $2. Have you seen a clip of Trump talking about a Palmer's dick? No.
They have no skills whatsoever. They've got 3/4 of the money, and they didn't earn it. They set up a system precisely for the purpose of awarding themselves wealth and power when it's...
This is just you. This is just, I can't. Oh, the cognitive dissonance. That this is just you, Tucker. This is just you and Trump. This describes you perfectly to a T. Hello, dog. Hello. Dog says hello. Dog says hello.
Undeserved. You look at Liz Cheney and you ask yourself honestly, what skill could she possibly have that allowed her to send hundreds of thousands of people to their deaths? Did she earn that? I don't think she did. No fair system would make Liz Cheney powerful. No fair system would make Larry Fink rich. No fair system would...
Oh, there we go. We got the BlackRock nod in there. He's, by the way, Tucker is firmly on board with... Dog says hello again. Tucker is firmly on board with, like, Illuminati, basically Jewish cabal conspiracies. Yeah, no, the frozen dinner magnate has thoughts about Nepo babies. Like, Tucker, who the fuck are you to talk about any of this shit?
Like Kamala Harris to a presidential nomination. She's never been accused of doing anything useful. She has precisely no achievements. She's a nominee without getting a single vote. She is a metaphor for the system they created to make themselves rich and powerful, and then they have the gall to lecture you, the people who can actually change a flat tire and repair a power grid, who have useful jobs, who pay
again, who the fuck? This is just
pay your taxes and work 40 hours a week, lecture you that you are somehow immoral.
Hello, Dead Witch.
And Donald Trump has empowered the rest of us through mostly just sticking around in the face of their hate and abuse and persecution. He has given the rest of us the right to call BS on the charade. No, you are not better.
Yo, Styx Hexenhammer went to jail for domestic abuse? I was going to say let's go, but that sucks for his partner, obviously, but like, good. Fuck that asshole. Oh, all right, we'll have to look into Styx in a second. Fuck that little Nazi twerp. God.
Than us. No, you are not smarter than us. No, you do not deserve what you have. You probably stole it. No, you're not going to bully me into silence anymore. And I can promise you at this point, 9 days out, when Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Elon Musk and Tulsi Gabbard and pretty much every high school senior and college shorty girl in the country has come out finally say, yeah, I am for Donald Trump, actually.
What? College senior and high school sorority girl in the country for Trump? What? Like, what? I might just be out of the loop on, like, the dog whistles lately, but, like... Okay? Violet Intense, thank you for $2. Tucker's the real-life version of no experience mode. For real. Trying to talk to the youths. Yeah, I'm like... every record, what happened with Steven Anderson being institutionalized? He was on a 48-hour hold, and I guess, I don't know. He got released in 48 hours, 24 hours, and he did a whole thing about how he was so persecuted. Oh, he's out, Yenzo. Okay, he went to jail for domestic abuse and got out. Cool. Our system is rad. Our system works so fucking well. I didn't even talk about when I was bitching about what happened with the. Oh my god. Oh, I've completely forgotten about this. This happened last week. So I went to, because I posted a picture of opening up some magic packs of Chronicles in a courtroom, and people were like, why are you in court? I spent 6 hours on, when was that? Was that Wednesday or Thursday? It was somewhere. 6 hours on Wednesday or Thursday trying to get the legal definition for the lawyering of the condo to basically state that because my wife and I are getting divorced and the divorce is finalizing and there's like a 90-day waiting period, which is fucking stupid. But I wanted a separation of property so that they didn't have to run my ex-wife's debts and credit and all that stuff as part of my loan, because that would have, changed things. So to do that, I waited in court for 6 hours, only to be told after that 6 hours by the judge that no, actually legally, if you've already signed separation documents, you're already separated, so you don't need to do that. And then the very next day, I found out I didn't even need to do any of that to begin with. So it's just... yeah. It's just one of those things where I'm like, man, there's really no more efficient way to do any legal shit, honestly. I sat and listened to... So here was the really heartbreaking part. Because, poor me, I wasted 6 hours. I basically wasted a full work day that I was supposed to be working on a fucking video, which was incredibly frustrating. But then what was the point of waiting 6 hours? Nothing. That's why I was fucking pissed. Nothing. And kind of double nothing, because the next day I got told I'm not getting the condo anyway, so, I super didn't need to. The really frustrating part was that the judge who was hearing cases, because it was public hearings, started off with restraining orders and basically hearing cases for abuse and stalking and harassment and stuff. And so many, I had to sit in there for hours in case my case got called up to the bench. And I had to watch so many mothers like basically crying in front of strangers, talking about how like they have evidence of their kid being abused with their father. They have evidence of this, that, and the other. And the judge being like, I understand that, but we can't do anything without this. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, Danger Days. I didn't get the condo. I go back and watch the beginning. I don't want to go over the whole thing again. But yeah. All right, let's get back to Tucker.
When the entire country has realized there is nothing embarrassing about this, what's embarrassing is to take a perfectly great country and destroy it, as they have. I'm not ashamed. You should be. At that moment, it's going to be pretty tough for them 10 days from now to look in the eye to America with a straight face. It's going to be pretty hard to look at us.
Paige Wild, why couldn't the judge do anything? Because a lot of it has to do with, like, to take legal action or to sign things, parties need proper notification. They need proper, like, management and backup. Like, there are systems in place to make sure that people do not abuse the system, but it comes at the expense often of people's actual safety. And there are simply just not enough people to actually cover all this stuff consistently and well. Yeah, it's fucking awful.
And say, you know what? Kamala Harris, she got 85 million votes because she's just so impressive. As the first Samoan, Malaysian, low IQ, former California prosecutor ever to be elected president, it was...
That feels, and it's not surprising. He's had literal, like, white supremacists as writers, but, like, Samoan, Malaysian, low IQ is fucking crazy, dude. Like, again, crazy amounts of racism here.
Just a groundswell of popular support. And anyone who thinks otherwise is just a freak or a criminal. At this stage of the game, after 9 years of listening to their lies and finding every single one of them totally false, no, it's not safe and effective, and no, she's...
You might notice a similarity between, if you watch any of the hate church stuff I've done, the method of dispelling, like, allegations is very similar between him and, like, Steven Anderson, where it's like, obviously it's not true because of some completely arbitrary point that they'll latch onto. But if you actually look at it, it's like, no, this actually seems like pretty much on the up and up. The point is, though, that they want to make sure their audience doesn't actually look into it. That's how they stay in power. That's how they stay ahead of that curve.
Not impressive. It's very hard for me to believe the rest of us are going to say, you know what, Joe Scarborough, you're right. You're right. She won fair and square because she's just so impressive.
God,
I don't
dude.
think so. And to me, that is liberation. It's the freedom to say what's obviously true as a free man and not a slave. And I just want to say thank you, Donald Trump, for that.
Thank you, Donald Trump, for making us not slaves? Is fucking insane. My cat's being a little loaf on the couch. She's like sleeping, but her head's all the way down. Wait, what happened to his... Did he not do the... Oh, was that at a different event? The Trump... The mommy thing? All right, I think that's the craziest part. I could not give a fuck less about Beavis and Butthead. Is that Mark Levin? Yeah, there's Melania. I've seen him speak enough. I'm good. Okay, I want to see the Daddy Trump thing. The one thing I will say is that watching it's fucking nuts.
Like Donald Trump was treated, ever. anybody, ever. Attack him. I watched this all up close. Defame him. Indict him. Arrest him. Let him get shot in the face. And he's going to win anyway.
I'm willing to bet all of this extra post-processing and music. I don't know. Economic Times. I can't tell if it's meant to actually hype it up or avoid. I'm willing to bet it's meant to avoid copyright claims. Here's the raw vid. Thank you. I made this to watch. You're the best. What should I order for food? I should probably eat. I've only had, I had 3 pieces of fish today. And when I say pieces of fish, I mean like tiny little squares of sushi. So, should I eat? I should probably eat. So the other fun part of the depression is that I've been losing weight in like the last 2 weeks a lot. And I haven't been sleeping well, and I've been just, it's been a fun time. Oh, chorizo, hell yeah, let's fucking go. Indian, I don't have any Indian places around me that are still open, unfortunately. I have some good fucking Indian food though. There's some good fucking Indian places around here. I was looking up the Ars Goetia demons to study them, and I found your channel. Oh, thank you. I think. Eating is good. I just made smash burgers from... Ooh, smash burgers. I do like some chorizo. There's a great Mexican burrito place kind of right by my house where I had what was I saying? Shrimp burrito. That sounds like the hotness right now.
Kamala Harris shouldn't have a job. She has no skills. How did we wind up with a system where Kamala Harris, you couldn't change the tire on your truck, much less drive it?
What is it? What is it with his, like, what is that? Like, this working class LARP bullshit he does is so annoying because it's like, Tucker, when was the last time you changed something on your truck, bro? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Wind up at the top of the pyramid. And then once she's there, she lectures you. Like you did something. It's too much. You can't allow that. It's an offense against the truth, against reality, and against justice itself.
Justice.
And the second reason you can't allow it is very familiar to anyone who has children, which is if you allow it, you will encourage more of it. If you allow people to get away with things that are completely over the top and outrageous, if you allow your 2-year-old to smear the contents of his diapers on the wall of your living room, and you do nothing about it, if you allow your 14-year-old to light a joint at the breakfast table,
what?
If you allow your hormone-addled 15-year-old daughter to like slam the door of her bedroom and give you the finger, you're going to get more of it. And those kids are going to wind up in rehab. It's not good for you, and it's not good for them. No. There has to be a point at which dad comes home. Yeah, that's right. Dad comes home. And he's pissed. Dad is pissed. He's not.
I've watched all of the... I've seen this 50 times. I'm still not ready. It's... yeah, no, like, they'll say this and just completely, like... This is such a Freudian look into his upbringing that, like, oh, if I did something wrong, dad's gonna come either beat me or, yeah, Dale Wilson, we talked about, he's Swanson's Family Dinner. Either dad's gonna beat me or, like, spank me? But that's what you want right now? You want Trump to... Lot going on here. Lot going on.
He loves his children. Disobedient as they may be, he loves them. Because they're his children. They live in his house. But he's very...
That's Tucker. The way you worded that makes it seem like you think dads love their children exclusively because they live in the same house. But that's not why parents love their children. Did your dad hug you a lot, Tucker? He didn't really tell you he was proud a lot, did he? He didn't really communicate that to you, I bet. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough business. That's fucking... Whew.
Very disappointed in their behavior, and he's going to have to let them know. He's going to have to get to your room right now and think about what you did. And when Dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl, and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now.
I know what he said before I watched it. I had not heard it with my own ears. That is... It's... That's so insane that a political candidate can have somebody come out and say this kind of shit like week after week. Because like this shit happens all the fucking time. Like I'm really tired of people acting like this is, you know, unique. Because this shit happens all the fucking time. How do people look at this and be like, this is normal. This is the good, normal, righteous, moral society we wanna like. This is whatever people think about like the left. You know, like, oh, you've got people identifying as dogs, and you got weird pronouns and all this shit. If you think that's weird, I don't. If you do, this by any metric, by every metric, is infinitely fucking weirder. Infinitely more bizarre and strange. Infinitely more worthy of ostracizing somebody from polite, acceptable society, might I add. Like, dog, if we were in a proper society, Tucker would be sent out into the wastes. Like, he would be kicked out of the village. Arnold Palmer. No, that's the second time somebody's brought up Trump. Arnold Palmer. This is a guy that was all mad. Trump rebuked by Arnold Palmer's daughter for fawning over late golf legend's penis size. Sung the praises of the golf champ's genitals in the past, as he did at a rally over the weekend. First off, I know, Ramon, I don't know him personally, Ramon Antonio Vargas, when he was writing this, he was like, I got the perfect fucking photo for this article. The perfect photo for this article where Trump is talking about another man's dick. You're going to love this. Ramon, great job. Fantastic. Chef's kiss. This is the kind of petty journalism a journalist fucking thinks about doing forever. Seemed disrespectful and inappropriate to me. This man was strong and tough, and when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there and said, my God, that's unbelievable. That's fucking crazy. That's talking about another dude's hog on stage.
What?
Like he has again, Trump is just a gay man who is somehow managed to be attracted to women. And I don't mean that he's bisexual. I mean that he is a gay man in any way that a gay person is gay. Like you could find a Grindr twink philosophy student and sit them down with Trump, completely remove all the politics of Trump, and they would be able to have conversations about how beautiful the form of men are for hours. Like, there is a true, abiding, and unironic, admiration Trump has for the masculine form that you will not see outside of the gayest men you know. It's crazy. If you ever hear him, go back to the fucking, oh God, I hope I included it now. But the CPAC video, he kept calling, in his speech, he kept calling all the generals and all the soldiers, oh, they're wonderful, they're beautiful, just straight out of Central Casting. Is like, dog, what? Emmy Award winner, is it possible a lot of these Republicans are transphobes because they're closeted themselves? I wouldn't say so. I think that there are people who are just genuinely hateful. But I think we have had such a look into Trump's life, uninhibited, and into his internal, sense of self and his presence, that, I can kind of say that. Violent Intense, thank you for another $2. It's like the most boring mid-boss in an NES game. God, I wish it was that easy. All right, let's finish Tucker's thing, and then we can go to Sticks, and maybe I'll have a burrito by then, so I'll be less cranky.
It's not going to hurt me more than it hurts you. No, it's not. I'm not going to lie. This is going to hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. And you earned this. You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl. And it has to be this way. It has to be this way because it's true. And you're only going to get better when
there's so much wrong, there's so much wrong with it. From the idea that he has kids already to using this as a way to say that Tucker, are you talking about Trump spanking Kamala? When you say it like that, you keep saying that word. It's like implication. Do you want to hurt these women, Tucker? It is so fucking, that's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. Cruise control Cruise Control for Cool said something. He probably is. He's standing like he's hard. I'm sorry. Okay, well now I got to go back and see it. I can't say something like Tucker's standing like he's hard and I can't investigate it.
And it has to be this way. It has to be this way because it's true. And you're only going to get better when you take responsibility for what you did. That's not said in the spirit of hate. It's not said in the spirit of vengeance or bigotry. Far from it. It's said in the spirit of justice, which is the purest and best thing there is.
Your definition of justice is quite literally retribution, hate, and bigotry. Tucker saying his kids are 2, 14, and 16, and how he's going to spank all of them because he's the man of the house. Almost certainly. That's another incredibly worrying thing that this portends. All right, my burrito is headed to me. Damn. Mexican joint coming through tonight. I might have to order from them more often. They're way faster than fucking Taco Bell.
And without it, things fall apart. The Democratic Party
without spanking, this is fucking insane, dude. This is the craziest shit.
And notice I'm not beating up on Kamala Harris, who's just a hapless victim who happened to be there in the right color, so they grabbed her.
What?
Tim Walz. They needed some, whatever Tim Walz is. They needed a...
What is that? What? If you're gonna try and depict somebody as like being a patsy, you have to define how and why they're a patsy. Otherwise, it kind of falls apart. Like, to just be like, he was just there, whatever he... Like, what the fuck are you doing? He's literally making me fucking short circuit. Happened to be there in the right color. Tucker. Yeah, well, guys, I think I'm about tuckered out. Am I right? People ask sometimes why I stopped doing comedy. Brody, your super chat, $5. Quick timeout from the sick and sinister right-wing content. Does Pacific Northwest have decent burrito game aside from chains? Also, favorite burrito order. I usually go with either a chicken asada or a my favorite is shrimp burrito. And there are a couple good, really like authentic Mexican places. The place I'm ordering from is kind of a local chain, Adelanos. But there is a kick-ass over by the kind of club district on Fridays and Saturdays. Burrito truck that is out there till like 4 a.m. when all the bars close down. So if I'm ever out like dancing or going to the club or anything, I can always get some food. All right, I'll be right back. I believe my burrito's here, and I will come back. Oh, food. Okay. Whew. It is cold out. Holy shit. Oh, so cold. Ah! Food, don't fall. My burrito. Oh yeah, I forgot I got these. Oh, they got me. Churro. Alright, let's switch over to Styx's video, and I will, love that coat. Thank you. This is one of my 2 fur coats. This is my cheaper one. My massively cheaper one. This is the one I got for like $16 at a thrift store. And I love my fur coats. I'm so glad it's summer again so I can wear them. Oh yeah, the Tim Walz thing is so fucking funny. I wonder if we can go over that too. Only 6 minutes. All right, let's go.
All right, everyone. Talk about weird times. You probably were wondering where I was for an entire week. Actually, I was in jail. Don't worry. I'm gonna have no problem with the charges. They're pretty spurious. But I do have some fun stories with regards to that. Now, of course, I'm not going to talk about the specifics of the case for legal reasons. And actually, it turns out that Jeremy, the Courtroom, was the one that posted my bond. So a big shout out to him. I owe him a number.
Further proof that Jeremy's an actual fucking Nazi. Posting bail for sticks? Are you fucking kidding? That's who he looks like. I've been like, who the fuck does this guy look like? Brody, thank you for $5. Did you stunt with the fur, or is it's just for warmth? Yeah, this jacket is actually, like, it looks a lot nicer than it is, but it is very warm. But it's got like, it has some holes in the lining, and it has a hole in the pocket, in the left pocket, that is so fucking annoying because shit will just get lost like in the back of the coat. Yeah, like if as if you needed any more proof that Jeremy is a fucking piece of shit, but like, Jesus Christ.
Number of free live streams as a result of this. I just wanted to tell a little bit about the experience, though. You know, you get dragged off by the police, you get booked and all this bullshit, and then you go to jail. Not prison, it's just jail.
Okay, but really quick, while he's talking about his dumb racist bullshit, I want to show off some real Mexican street tacos right here. It's got a little bit of pico, got the limes right on there, got the carne. That's two baby tacos right there. 2 baby tacos. Anyway.
Temporary holding while they, figure out sort of what's going on. Then you have to go and do a court date and give your testimony and stuff like that, and then they figure it out later. Here's my experience. Overall, there were some very unpleasant things about it, but then there were things about it that were surprisingly easygoing. For instance, one of the first things that I saw when I arrived in the jail was actually a dude snorting cocaine. He had a little white packet and he was chopping it up with his fingers, and then he had a little straw and he was snorting it. I'm like, what? How did you get it in here? Then I realized, oh shit, they don't really have any drug checking in here. It was an older dude too. It was like a dude in his 60s. And I thought that was surreal. I'm like, that's the first time, by the way, that I've even seen cocaine, and it happens to be in a fucking jail.
I kind of love these examples, or these stories, because much like Steven Anderson's story, it really shows how little of life people like this have led, that this is the first time he sees cocaine as in a jail. It's just I know I can take one look at you, bro, and I know you're not exactly burning up the dance floor, and you're not out there night after night hanging out with people, but if you are, if you go to parties and you go out dancing, I'm not saying everybody's done cocaine, but you see people doing it. I've seen people do cocaine. I've had people offer it to me. Never done it, not my thing. But the idea that this is the first time in your how fucking old are you? Sorry, I got taco in one hand. God damn, I'm saving that last one. That's good. That is good. Sorry, I'm just gonna become diners, drive-ins, and dives for a second here. It's oh man, the flavor on that is so good. Yeah, this is his regular get up. He is usually either wearing this or a shitty fucking 80s Miami drug pimp robe. All right. Also, his name is Styx Hexenhammer 666. Still, fuck you, dude. Jail, wife. What was I looking up? I forgot what I was even looking up. Flavor Town moment.
Holding cell, but prior to, getting your orange jumpsuit and shit like that. That was strange. Then at another point, let me talk about one unpleasant experience first.
So I didn't really know what I wanted, and I haven't gone shopping yet, so I needed some food for tomorrow too. So I got some other stuff I want to show off. Oh yeah, this man does not iron his clothes. Are you kidding? Favorite hot sauce for Mexican food and Asian food? I don't know if I have a brand. I kind of just use whatever's there. Why do sticks look like Asmongold? Many questions. These are the carne asada fries I got. That I'm very chuffed about. There's some guacamole, some sour cream. That's good shit. That's good shit. Go eat, Space Boy. What are you doing?
In the well, they're not really cells, but like little glassed off rooms that, you know, you get locked into at night. You know, you're sleeping like 12 people to a room, in a room that's way smaller than my bedroom at Justana. And unfortunately, they have a shortage of blankets there. And so I slept on a bare floor for a week, like with no covering at all. I was lucky if I could get a little towel to use, fold it up and use as a pillow just for my head to keep that from hurting. I've got bruises on my arms and on my legs as a result of this. It was almost unbearable, that part, because I tend to be an insomniac anyway. So that wasn't necessarily the most pleasant thing in the world. But at the same time, there was one hilarious incident, like on the 4th.
Straight up, couldn't have happened to somebody who fucking deserves it more. I have... The carceral system is not good in America. I do want to say that. The institution is at a core level fucked up. But I have literally zero sympathy for this fuck stain.
Night or something. We had one person in the room, and I believe he was Hispanic, he went out, and he brought back some, I guess, friends of his. They weren't even sleeping in the room, and they started smoking weed in the room. Again, I was like, when I looked over, and I saw what they were doing, I could smell it, and I look over, and I see him smoking, and with his friends, and in the little, like, sectioned off, like, quasi-bathroom thing. I'm like, holy hell, what the fuck are you doing? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, why are you doing that in here? And they just kind of ignored me. Apparently this is normal sometimes. Then the guard outside smelled smoke, and so they went into the room, and the 3 of us that were in there at the time, of course, had to, get searched and everything like that. And of course, it wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. I was the only one that was cleared to actually come back in the room right away. They never came back, so I'm assuming that they got charged with some additional crime or something. I don't know if pot is legal in Louisiana. Not 100% sure. I'm still here in the New Orleans area, actually, as we speak. So it was a very interesting experience, but one thing that I noticed above all is that the actual, the people that are charged with crimes, they're the chill ones. It's the people that are running the jail that are unchill. Not all of them, but some of them. Also, the thing that Manson said back in an interview in the 70s about the sound of prison being like loud shouting and stuff like that, that's actually true. Everyone was shouting. If you expect a good night's sleep, it's going to be a long night for you. Now, again, I expect to beat these charges specifically. I don't think there'll be a problem with that, so no worries there. But that's why I was absent for a week. Yeah, I was in a jail in New Orleans, actually. And,
I'll be right back. Alrighty. Yeah, let me look at really quick. Wikitubia. There we go. American YouTuber, occultist, author, editor, and political commentator. For people who don't have the background, expressing his opinions on politics and current events, once opening his videos with All Right YouTube, he has since switched to All Right Everyone, briefly All Right World. Weird. Been about religion. His background was originally marginal Christianity, but over time he became a general atheist, then a Satanist, and now a pagan and occultist. He has said that his variant of Satanism was essentially atheistic, belonged to no specific order or group there, and probably because they didn't fucking want him. Controversial. Charles Manson. He has expressed his belief that Manson was innocent and should be released from prison. Manson famously wanted to incite helter-skelter, or a race war, what he thought he was doing with the killings. He has expressed certain skepticism with aspects of the Holocaust, although he has since backtracked on some of his statements. In response to criticism over his statement, Six said he never denied the occurrence of the Holocaust. During the years when most of his uploads were about religion, he expressed his fair share of anti-religious sentiment, especially towards Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Also considered himself to be the most anti-religious person in Vermont. He admitted to receiving death threats from Christians due to his anti-Christian videos, which not hard to do. His name is Tarl Warwick. God. Sounds like Grima Wormtongue's fucking pen name. Liberal, became a libertarian. Shocker. Support Donald Trump. Never vote for Trump after he said that. Or said he would never vote for Trump and then supported him. Limited government and destructive power in general. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Multiculturalism has failed, but multi-ethnicism can work if assimilation is encouraged. Europa needs to protect its racial groups, stated America was meant to be a melting pot and should continue allowing immigrants from all parts of the world. In 2017, he said America no longer has enough open space to admit unlimited number of migrants. Appeared as a guest on Red Ice TV, open fucking Nazis. A YouTube channel which describes itself as predominantly focusing on issues concerning European survival, white survival. On the fringes of the alt-right, I guess. She has since rejected this label and has stated that what alt-right meant during the election has shifted and now mostly refers to racial nationalists. Yeah, no shit. Lizard Squad got him. Very funny. No, it's nothing frying. I need to go take that off my, yeah, it's a long story. The thing they don't tell you about dogs is that it's just like having kids because they leave shit everywhere that you're going to trip over. Minarchist. Alrighty, y'all. What else do we have to eat? Can you tell where my head's at? What else do we have to watch? Unless we want to, do we want to chill with, Rags, fuck you.
Alright.
I want to go to Tulare Community College. Third spaces need to be a bigger topic. The problem is that third spaces are all about fucking, like the idea of being a libertarian or an independent has essentially taken over any idea of a third space. So like a third space, but for leftism, just doesn't really exist. We have to fucking be with Kamala. It's very, very frustrating. Got her slap. I slept in a giant puddle of dog drool yesterday in socks after I fed my dog. My foot stuck to the floor. Nar. Everybody, by the way, if you haven't seen Kaylin's Chapel Roan video, go watch it. Like, seriously, go watch it. It's a great video. They've been working on it for so fucking long. I'm going to put out a community post about it tomorrow. Starbucks. What's with Starbucks? What's going on with Starbucks? Science behind psychic deception, turning people a joyful disciple. I did. It was wild. I think, don't be mad at me. Did I read something for that? I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing yet. I watched about half of it. Caught it at the premiere. It was awesome. I'm so glad we have such fans in common. MSG rally. My brain is so cooked that every time I see people talking, like shortening Madison Square Garden to MSG, I mix up two of those letters and I'm like, Metal Gear Solid? MSG is cooking, I know. Huckspecker, I stepped in a giant pile of dog shit today. I realize that this might make me sound like a reactionary conservative, and I don't mean it this way. But, like, the homeless problem, and I'm going to expand on this, but the homeless problem in Spokane is so fucking real. The homeless and drug problem in Spokane is fucking insane. I think I might... So, with a boy I see, I went out and did a thing a couple weeks ago. We went out, it was this like political bar crawl event, and we got to meet a lot of local like legislators and stuff, and it was actually kind of neat. Like each bar was in a different district, and so it's kind of cool. I got to meet the mayor and talk to her, and I might reach out to her to see if I could talk a little bit, because she's a lot more left leaning about the homelessness issue. Because I think I'm going to try and do a piece on that when I'm done with the current Nazi piece, and, you know, whatever happens with the election. Because it is something that needs so much more attention than it's getting, outside of just, like, every time a conservative commentator talks about, oh, the homeless are taking over, blah, blah, blah. I cannot go... every day this week that I've been outside, because I walk around downtown. I live downtown, so I walk around the most densely packed urban area around here all the fucking time. I have not... Like, every day I've gone out in the last week, like 4 or 5 days, I couldn't not see somebody very clearly overdosing. Not like death overdosing. Overdosing might be a strong word. That's the wrong word to use. I'll say having a bad trip. Like today, I was like on Main Street. Like, there are people just walking in the middle of the street, spinning around, who are clearly, they're not there. And it's not them that's the problem. It's the fact that we have basically one charity house in the downtown area that, if you don't make it in by a certain time, and it has extremely limited room, and the city is constantly, they just did it. I just saw somebody share something up in Alberta. Like, the police and city are constantly cracking down on encampments and people just trying to, like, survive. What? Cat is back on my lap. Yeah, no, it pisses me off to see conservative, like Matt Walsh does it all the fucking time. They talk about them like they aren't actual people, right? Hell, what? Why are you trying to jump up on me? Yeah, they only want the homeless to rehabilitate on their terms. They want to, like, it's the thing of, like, they want to help the homeless, but only if they can, indoctrinate them into their particular religion, or make sure that they're, living by the laws that they literally want. What? Can y'all hear my cat meowing right now? What? You yapping? Say something into the mic. What? You got so much to say. Say something. What are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, it's just deeply Brody, thank you for another $5. Do you think the left DNC talking points of blue states subsidizing red states is a strong talking point or a net negative? I don't know what that's in regard to. Or are you talking about like they will subsidize red states? I don't know what they're subsidizing them for. I guess I haven't heard that talking point. Should I go to bed? I got school at 6 a.m. and it is 12:30 right now. Aren't you like 13? Time for bed. Yeah, go to bed. What are you doing? I don't even know where. It's 12:30 where you literally just said. Baby want attention. She always want attention. She gets it from her mama, don't you? Yeah. It's because she's so cute and so pretty. And an attention whore. It's genetic. I can't do anything about it. She is my daughter. It's about blue states being generally in surpluses versus red states generally being in deficits, if I had to guess. Yeah, I'd be fucking fine with that. Blue states to have a higher GDP than red states and end up paying for subsidizing them. Sure. Yeah. I don't see why not. Like, we're all in the same fucking country. Rising tide raises all boats. Like, yeah, do it. Generate more money. Sure, yeah. Like, red states, even if they're acting as a deficit, like, they still make a shit ton of food and products that we use, and they ship all over. Yeah, and Goosebumps fan, you don't want to be tired throughout the day. Go get some rest. Torty demands love and attention. Many such cases. Many such cases. What? Tapping on your little nog. Just tapping on your little nog. Go soon. It's hard to fall asleep. I got my shots and my arm hurts. Some Trump kid today said the COVID shot was made by liberals to turn people gay. Good night. Well, it's a good thing teenagers aren't known for their intelligence. There was a kid in my high school who swore that zombies were a real thing being covered up by the government. Unironically, like, teenagers are real dumb. Unfortunately, some people don't grow out of that, and they become the Trump voting base. What? Why are you meowing, huh? Oh, does that feel good? Does that feel good? What? All right, y'all. Well,
I think I've about covered most of the stuff I want to cover tonight. $2. Electoral college, yay or nay? I'm going to say nay. Like, I think we need to be more accurately represented by the people who actually exist now. Oh, the FEMA death camps and shit is so fucking funny. I mean, it's not funny that people actually believe it, but it's a little funny that people actually believe it. All right, do we want to go Riverboat Jack? We've got Riverboat, USA Hole, Naughty Roomba, who's making Gunpla right now. What? She's just purring. I wonder if I can get it on mic. No, she is like, I do not purr on command like this. Oh, what is that? What's going on? Look at her face. Look at that little kitty face. She's so round. You're so round. Oh yeah, putting more wrinkles in her brain. Yeah. Bye, Goosebumps fan. Have a good night. All right, yeah, let's go do USA Hole. It's been a minute since I think we rated them. And everybody go say hi, go give them some love, and thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope you all have... did we watch the clip where the guy at MSG called it a Nazi rally? No, I did miss over that one. I was just very tired of watching that shit. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for sitting and watching my cat be adorable. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Go give USA Hole my love, and go say hi, and like and subscribe. Once I get to the